First down, busy through the air in the first half, and he gets things going here with a touchdown. Plenty of room for Albert. A beautiful cut into the end zone. Hernandez around the corner. Beautiful cut, first down and more from Reyes. Right side, find the edge, find the sideline. And here's that second gear. Hand off near side, Sanchez, foot race. And he's going to go untouched into the end zone for a touchdown. This time he's got a first down and more. In Pinkerton territory down the far sideline. Snap taking, pitch left side. Roth trying to navigate, breaks a tackle. Clemens back to the air. Deep down the near sideline, he's got a man. Harris Lopez, can he find room to the pylon? Yes, sir. Slant pass, touchdown, Souhegan. Far sideline, Londonderry's going to score a touchdown.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Portsmouth. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you, getting set for our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire game of the week between the Bedford Bulldogs and the Portsmouth Clippers. A big Division I week number 3 matchup. A test for both these teams in a lot of ways as they look to measure up against one another early on in this season. The Clipper crowd, one of the more formidable fan bases in the entire state. They are making their way into the stadium for the first time for a football game anyway in 2 seasons. Of course, the COVID-19 situation limited the fan attendance from a year ago. But Portsmouth, for the first time, a lot of hype and buzz around the program. The numbers under head coach Brian Pafford are back up. The team, of course, is 2-0 following 2 blowout wins over Manchester Central and Manchester Memorial. Bedford, a perennial power, 2-time champion under former head coach Derek Stank. Now in his 3rd season, Zach Matthews has the club at 1-1. Steve, they were facing 0-2 in the face. Frankly, last week responded with a 3-score win over a stubborn Dover squad to even their record at 1-1. And, well, Bedford coming in as the visitor, looking to keep that momentum going with a win here on the Port City.
Yeah, I mean, last night on our program on Gridiron, FNLH Gridiron, we had both coaches on. We had Zach and we had Brian on, and you know, they clearly know their football teams, Nick, pretty well. I think at this point, it wasn't like last year where they had a really short, truncated practice squad, and I think they both liked their teams. It was very obvious. As far as Portsmouth is concerned, Portsmouth, this is the first, why don't we say, upper tier competition that they've had so far this year. My sense is they're ready for it. I think if you looked at this game, 4 weeks ago, you would have said, "Oh, that's always a good game, Bedford and Portsmouth." But look at it right now; it's really become the differentiator of which team, whoever wins this game, is going to kind of be up in that upper tier. As far as Bedford is concerned, they beat Dover, and I think that's the unique thing between the two teams this year is that so far this year is that Bedford handled Dover apparently in the second half quite well, and we know that Dover's a good football team. So Portsmouth, they've beaten Memorial, and I think they beat Central, and both teams are struggling, with injuries and numbers and things. So, but we know that they beat them handily. So I'm looking forward to a good matchup. I know we've talked about this game for a while, and it's time is played.
Yeah, both head coaches really with a hand on the pulse of the team, to your point. Portsmouth taking the field here moments ago, lining up now along the near sideline in front of this growing crowd. The Portsmouth band is here off to our right, jamming it up. Student section to our right as well. Parents and others still filling in. Bedford on that far sideline with their band in attendance as well. So a little bit of a presence here in Portsmouth to support the visiting Bedford squad as well. Steve, your keys. What needs to happen for both these teams tonight?
Who do you want me to start with?
Let's go with Bedford.
Okay. Bedford has to live up to expectations. They have to come away. They lost in Winnicott to an outstanding Winnicott team. Everybody knows it. And Bedford hung around for a while in the first half. A turnovers really hurt them. So they have to protect the football, avoid turnovers. I mean, name a key to the game that isn't involved, right?
Right.
And then the other thing is I think that their offensive line and their defensive lines need to dominate a slightly younger Portsmouth, but very good. Apparently, a Portsmouth line is quite good. So, from what I understand, I think that the Bedford Lions have to live up to expectations. And then Michael has to stay away from. Looks like we probably should. I don't know. I think it's going to be a moment of silence here, Sex. I'll finish up. As far as Portsmouth is concerned, their offensive line has to stand up to Bedford. Their defensive line has to stand up to Bedford as well. So there's more points. We'll get to them later. I think we're going to go to a moment of silence here. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, that again, a moment of silence due to the passing of Nick Woolette. His younger brother Gavin fortunately passed away in a car accident. Bow playing tonight against Plymouth on their home field. Honored, of course, Nick Woolette a week ago.
We certainly we saw both coaches, the Plymouth head coach as well as Coach Cohen and Sanborn, and I'll tell you, it was great having both of them on. I thought that Mr. Cohen gave us all a good sense of what is going on and the rallying behind the families and rallying behind the team. I can't imagine the emotions that these kids from Bow are going to feel, Nick, as they walk up to the field and either kick or receive their first kickoff. It's going to be surreal, I'm sure. But
we'll keep an eye on that.
We saw Coach
tonight.
Cohen. We saw Coach Cohen as a clear leader, and what I really liked is he says, "What do you guys want to do? I'm here for you. What do you want to do?" And they clearly wanted to play the game to raise and bring forth, and raise the spirit of in memory of Nick. And that's a wonderful thing. It sounds like a great group of young men.
Yeah, the students themselves organized a vigil that was held on Bowes Field last week. So we'll keep an eye on the Falcons and the Bobcats, as well as all the other scores as they come in tonight from around the states, all divisions, etc.
A couple more keys to the game. I think that Portsmouth, Hendel has to play extremely well in this game. He's got to make good decisions. The key is going to be if things aren't going too well and all of a sudden your receivers aren't open, don't try to throw in double coverage. Throw it out of bounds. Get it back. Don't give anything to Bedford, because if you give them some energy or give them something back, they're going to take it and they're going to build momentum off of that. So I think that's really important. I do favor Bedford coming into this game by under 7 points. Can't imagine a blowout, but it's always going to happen. But,
All right, when we come back, the opening kick. Bedford will get the football first and look to set the tone. Can they do it? Our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week begins next. You're watching Friday Night Lights New Hampshire's Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. Is your company interested in showcasing your brand to thousands of high school sports fans across New Hampshire? If not, why not? And if so, let's go. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is seeking sponsorship partners. It's the perfect way for your company to get out in front of the moms and dads who make up our community. Help us help you, and we can grow together. If you're interested in partnering with Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, then email us at fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. That's fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. Join our team today.
Well, there it is, the national anthem done right here in Portsmouth. That's the Portsmouth High School band down on the field doing a bang-up job.
Nice job.
As we get set for football under the lights here, week number 3 across the state. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week. Reminder to subscribe to our channel. It's free. We're on YouTube at FNL NH Media. You won't miss a thing. Hit the subscribe button, the bell icon as well. You will stay in the know all fall. Again, FNL NH Media on YouTube. Portsmouth won the coin toss. They will kick off. They decided to defer, and Bedford will work right to left here. As Steve, we get a look at this balanced offense attack here momentarily from the Bulldogs.
I think that's a great way to describe it, Nick, balanced, because it all starts with the offensive line and providing Michael time to do his magic out there. And I'll tell you, when he's on, he's an awful hard guy to stop because he makes excellent decisions. He's had tremendous amount of time. Here we go. Been waiting for this, Nick, for 2 weeks here.
Bedford
yes.
in their road whites, black helmets, black pants and lettering. Portsmouth with a BC look, a Boston College Eagles color.
Nice kick.
Coordination. This one is going to be picked up at the 3-yard line, where Bedford going to try to find some room on that far side. That's Owen Christopher, one of the senior wide receivers. The kick returner gets up to the 15, taken down by Charlie Turner, the junior for Portsmouth, and that is where Bedford will begin 1st and 10 officially at their own 16.
So start of the game, clear. Excellent special teams by Portsmouth. Great coverage, great containment. Forced him to run inside. Had contained on both sides, and boy, did they get down the field, Nick, and made a good team tackle there. So Bedford, on their 15-yard line. See what Michael can do, huh?
This is Joe Michael, the 3-year starter. Took over as a sophomore back in 2019. And the senior out of the shotgun is going to throw this one down the far sideline, incomplete. Down the near sideline, rather, trying to hook up with Colby Snow, the 5'11 junior, who had the step, but the pass overthrown will bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Had the step. I thought Doherty did a pretty good job there, though, Nick. He forced it outside, kind of was right with him. But like you said, the throw was just too far out. Interesting first play deep in the zone.
And we had Coach Matthews on FNL Gridiron last night. He talked about Joe Michael's arm. He said they bring an extra guy in the box. Well, that just opens up the passing game for Michael. So he goes deep on his first pass attempt of the game. Now on 2nd and 10 from his own 16. He puts a man in motion, that's Snow. Takes the snap, hands to Snow. Snow in the sweep, turns it up. He's at the 20, takes a hit at the 21. Where he'll be down about 4 yards shy of that 1st down marker. 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, big play for Portsmouth here, Nick, if they can get the stop, because, he got 3rd and 4. They've done a good job. Incomplete pass deep in the zone. I was surprised they went downfield so far. But was it Bedford's on the 21? This is a pretty important play for Portsmouth to stop.
And that's Cole Hindle, by the way, coming up, making the stop. We'll call his name repeatedly tonight, of course, under center when the Clippers have the football. But they're making a pretty good play out of the secondary, the sophomore with his first tackle.
Yeah,
so 3rd down and 4 now for Bedford. Again, from their own 21-yard line. Portsmouth with 4 down linemen and 4 men in that box. Snow again in motion. Snap. They fake the Snow. They keep it with Michael. He's got the 1st down and more. Bounces it past the 30 and up to about the 32-yard line. So Michael showing that dual threat, Steve, on the quarterback keeper and a 1st down.
Yeah, he's showing that he's a senior now. As a sophomore, he was still a good runner, but he's got size and strength. He's clearly worked out hard, Nick, to get himself. He's grown taller. I think he's probably 2 or 3 inches taller than he was a sophomore. At least he looks that way anyway. I really like the play design right there. Force that sweep over to the left and then have a nice hole there for Michael to gain 6 or 7.
1st down goes, up to the 33-yard line, 1st and 10. Movement on the line, flags and whistles here. Portsmouth may have jumped off sides.
I don't think it's someone moving.
That's Charlie Turner over the nose of the football. And Turner may be responsible for the first penalty of the game. It'll go against the Clippers for 5 yards.
Yeah, you don't want to give Bedford 1st and 5, Nick, too often.
So 1st and 5 out to the 38-yard line. A good night for football, a little overcast, a little windy here on the seacoast, but all in all pretty nice. Folks, for the most part, still without the jackets, at least for now. Sun just going down here past 7 o'clock local time. First down and 5 from the 37-yard line. Bedford moving right to left. Pistol snap. Michael, handoff. This is Logan Sphere. And Sphere, the 5'10 junior, able to push the pile for a yard or two. We'll call it 2.
Yeah.
Second down and 3 on the way.
Excellent job pinching from the outside. Peyton Robinson did a terrific job forcing the lead blocker inside, and it tightened up the running lane and allowed the linebacker quarter to drop him pretty short. So, nice defensive play there.
Yeah, joining Turner on that defensive line is Max Durkin. We'll say his name, I'm sure, a few times tonight as well. In the pistol on second down and 3. Michael going to go back to the air. Throws it near side, complete. That's Andrew Gradinskis. And Gradinskis has a Bedford first down across the 45 and up to the 46.
That's
Simple
a dart.
completion there.
That was a dart, Nick. Right in the breadbasket, right on the money. Nice job by Michael. I like that inside. Look at that. A great tackle there by, looks like, is it number 1? Yeah, number 1.
That's Hindle.
That's Hindle. He brought it there, but not before there was a pretty darn good gain and a first down. So Portsmouth looks like some pretty good tacklers out there, Nick.
Yeah, they've flown to the football here early on.
Sure
but
have.
Bedford has picked up 2 first downs here on the game's opening drive. Just over 3 minutes in. Bulldogs approaching midfield on 1st and 10. The toss taken right side. This is Christopher looking for the edge. Hit it midfield and spins his way into Portsmouth territory down to about the Clipper 48-yard line. Gain of 4 in the end as Bedford goes right back to the ground game. Ethan Yu, one of the seniors on the stop.
Portsmouth's doing a great job of getting release from these blockers, Nick. Looked like Bedford had the whole corner all lined up, but it's that excellent separation that those defensive players are getting. They're tall, they're lanky, they're strong, and they're doing a great job holding the line of scrimmage. I thought that thing was going to be a 15-yard gain. So Portsmouth doing well on defense.
Michael with 2 backs on either side of him in the gun. Wing back to the left on second down and 7. Run play for Snow. Left side looking for a key block. Hindle is going to strip the football. Portsmouth says they have it, and the Clippers do. Will Hindle able to rip that out of the grasp of Colby Snow. It's pounced on by Angus Moss, the junior. Comes out of the secondary to pick up the football, and the Clippers have the game's first turnover.
I just said the play before, Nick. What you're seeing is Bedford. Watch the separation that he gets. Watch this. He's able to get separation. See there on the left, and Hindle with a tremendous job wrapping him up and coughing the ball loose. Bedford almost got it back at the end, but he pulled it in. That is a big turnover. That's what Portsmouth needs to get lighted up here.
So here's Hindle out of the shotgun. Fakes the snap and does it first. No, it's Charlie Pascaloni who takes the snap and keeps it himself. So a little bit of a different look here to start. Pascaloni is going to stay here in the gun. Looks like a pistol look now with Max Lalim standing directly behind him as the tailback.
Well, we talked to Coach Pafford about that offensive line. He says they're doing a pretty good job out there. We'll see how they match up against the Bedford D.
So Pascaloni, the senior, again in at quarterback in a 3-receiver set. Going to put a man in motion. That is Moss. They fake to Moss. Pascaloni is hit immediately in the backfield, and Logan Spear is going to come up with a big sack for Bedford.
Wow.
Well, no chance that time for Pascaloni, as Spear came really unabated to the quarterback, and now a 3rd and long facing the Clippers.
That's a terrific job, and great penetration early, stayed square. That's a big play for Bedford on after coughing the ball up. Now it's 3rd and long. Big play for Bedford there to, hopefully for their sake, minimize any damage.
3rd down and 12. Again, Pascaloni in the gun. 3 to the short side right. He'll roll right. In trouble. Makes one man miss. Steps up. Throws high. Moss with the catch. But well shy of the first down. Pulls it in at the Portsmouth 46. Needs to get to the Bedford 46. So still 4th and 7. And now a punt on the way as we hit the midway point here, first quarter.
Yeah, so far the first series here, the offensive line has not been able to contend that defensive rush. Not really stunting that much. It appears, Nick, as though they're overpowering them. The Clippers are going to have to straighten that out in order to provide Hindle the time that he needs.
Standing at the 31-yard line is the Portsmouth punter. 2 men back deep for Bedford. This is a line drive off the right foot of Colin Marshall. Handled by Snow on the bounce. He's at the 25 to the far side 30 and out of bounds along the Bedford sideline, just shy of that 35-yard line. So a good return. Bedford with series number 2 as the offense back on the field inside of 6 minutes here opening quarter.
Yeah, so far Bedford's offense looks a little sharper, but Portsmouth doing a great job containing them and making every yard difficult for them to gain. Portsmouth had a big opportunity there, Nick, where they needed a turnover like that to fire everybody up. But Bedford's defensive penetration, Nick, looked very impressive there. Just too much to handle at the moment.
So Michael back to work here in the pistol. That's Spear, I think, behind him, with a receiver to each side. Again, movement along that defensive line. Snap is taken. Handoff goes right up the middle, and Spear is across the 35 and up to about the 37-yard line. Tackled there by Colby Gedney, the senior linebacker. Good chunk play there on first down. They get 4 to set up 2nd and 6.
Doesn't look like a lot of guys are playing both ways on Portsmouth, Nick. It looks like that most of the offensive line is an individual set of players. The same with the D line. So far, the D line doing a pretty good job here against Bedford, but
yeah, it's been a 4-4 look for the most part.
Yep.
4 down linemen here on 2nd down and 6. That's Henry Shawn, the big tight end, in motion. Going to throw a lead block for Spear here as he goes over right guard and is going to come up a couple yards shy of that first down marker. In fact, only a gain of 2, so really a 3rd and 4 now.
3rd and 4, yeah.
On the road, on the way, with now inside of 5 minutes here in this scoreless first quarter.
Look again for that inside seam turn pass that they did earlier, Nick. Looks like the cornerbacks are giving him a little bit of room, so it wouldn't be surprised if Coach Matthews has a call from upstairs in there to look at a seam pass. We'll see.
Gradinskis is wide here to the near side left. Defender is Hindle, giving him a cushion. They're going to run the sweep. Moss holds around the corner, but a flag is coming.
Yeah, hold.
And this one may be called back. Looks like he tried to go around the lead block there by Gradinskis, and they may get him for the hold here.
I think it was a hold on 72, Nick. If we get a replay of that, maybe we'll see it. Looks like Ben's going to get us a replay. Watch number 72 right here. Right here. See him? Yeah.
Yeah, he's got him a little bit.
Yeah. Stop. You can't stop that penetration.
Yeah.
He's running away from him, and he's got him in. That was a good call.
I thought it may have been Gradinskis on the perimeter, but it was
could have
not.
Been, it was not? Okay, yeah.
He let go in time.
I thought it was 72.
Yep.
He just wrapped him up a little too tight, and he was grabbing on the jersey as he was trying to release.
Of course, that's Jacob Ben, the sophomore, big guy down there.
Yep.
At 5'10", 195. So
but,
that's the first Bedford penalty, by the way, of the game.
Not a blatant hold. Sometimes you can get away with it, too. Did a good job. Had his hands inside. A lot of times the refs will let it go, but if they see the play escaping and a tug, they're going to call it.
Yeah, my father always says if you gain an advantage by breaking the rules, then you should get called for it. If you're not really gaining an advantage on the play, then you let it go sometimes.
We got a third mic. Let's get Mr. Onassis up here. Paulie, I'm sure he's listening.
All right, Michael on 3rd and 13, going to get flush right side. Throws on the run. That's Gradinskis on a comeback route. Able to pull it in for the Bedford first down. That's a good play right there.
Yeah, you start looking up at the college level. You start looking for that capability of awareness in the pocket, Nick. And I think Michael is excellent at that. He's aware. He knows where. Watch him. Watch the scramble here.
Then the throw comes off the back leg. Good for 19.
Correct. Look at that athleticism right there, and it's right on the money, Nick. Makes excellent decisions.
It's the longest play from scrimmage either way.
Yep.
So far as we move inside of 4 minutes. Drive number 2 for Bedford. First drive ended right around midfield where they are now due to a fumble via Colby Snow. So the Bulldogs trying to stay mistake-free on this drive. Michael going to keep it himself. May have been a busted play.
I think it was.
Goes down inside the Portsmouth 45, down to about the 42-yard line. That is close.
Cashed in on it, though.
To another first down. Hindle, the tackle from the cornerback spot. It does go for 11, though, and a Bulldog first down.
Yeah, Michael is showing his worth on this football team today, Nick. Very versatile player. If you give him a couple of steps, he always seems to make the right move. He follows blocks well. makes good decisions. If there's one thing, scouting report, I put number one on the list for that young man is he makes excellent decisions.
Max Durkin, another tackle. He's been busy along that defensive front for Portsmouth. Michael with time whips this down the seam, but Henry Sean cannot quite pull it in. The big tight end hoping to nab that one inside the 10. Instead, incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10 on the way.
Looked to me like he stayed outside. I think that he threw it to the spot. Good throw. Tough when you got a defender closing right in on you there. Watch this. He's right there, but
just couldn't quite reel it in.
Quite
good
reel
effort
it in, yep.
By the 6'2" senior.
Great replay action here. This is terrific.
2nd down and 10. Bedford going to put 2 to the right. That again is Gradinskis and Snow. Spear, the tailback, and the pistol. Roll out right side. Michael again with room. Throws. Gradinskis, another sideline grab.
Yeah, it's good systematic drive, Nick, down the field. All designed with Michael at the center of it as the leader.
Gradinskis has been busy, his 3rd catch.
Always love rolling out athletic quarterbacks, Nick. Get them out there. It's so difficult to defend. And Michael's so smart.
And Michael, good on the lacrosse field as well. He's one of Bedford's better players and clearly one of the school's better athletes, as we mentioned, year number 3 as the starter. And year number 3 on the sideline as well for Zach Michaels.
Yeah.
Came over after 8 seasons at Kingswood.
Great having him on the show on Gridiron last night.
Replaced Derek Stank, who again brought Bedford 2 Division I titles in 2016 and 2018. Stretch run. This is Spear, good cut. Trying to lower the shoulder around the Portsmouth 30. A flag comes in late.
It's going to be interesting what this call is that far out, Nick.
On 3rd and 4.
Yeah, it's a holding. It's coming back.
That'll be the
See if we
second.
can see that again. I didn't see it.
The second hold against Bedford here, if that is the case. And
there we go.
Yep.
Okay, if you look down, look at number 70-something. No, it's not him. Oh, number 81, right
That's
there.
Henry Sean, the
Henry
tight
Sean
end.
pulling down. Looks like number 57, is it, Nick?
I think so. That's
Yep.
that's Mason Smith, one of the sophomore defenders. So Henry Sean,
nice.
apparently guilty of the hold. That means 3rd down and 11.
Nice camera work by Craig upstairs, Nick, focusing in on that once he knew where the play was going.
Helping us out.
Thank you, Craig.
3 receivers. 2 strong side, near side left. Michael back to throw, man in his face. Dumps it over the top. Spear with a catch at the 40, 35. Flag again. Hit at the 30. Still on his feet. Looking for that 1st down marker you've got there.
Yeah, this is starting to get rough for Bedford, Nick. If this is another hole, which I think it is, it's awful hard to keep a drive going when you're going back 10. Let's see where it is here. We got a replay.
Well, they picked up 12 on a 3rd and 11, but again, it may not stand. Officials still talking. Well, they're going to pick it up, Steve.
They're going to. I didn't see any hold on that at all. At least by where the play was going.
So the officials, good piece of officiating, by the way, getting together, talking it over.
I heard the names, Nick. This is a good staff tonight.
And
I said that to you earlier.
Deciding to swallow the flag. So Bedford going to keep the drive alive here. They convert on the 3rd and long here on what's turning out to be a lengthy second drive as we approach 2 minutes remaining. Bulldogs trying to strike first, approaching the red zone here, 1st and 10 from the Portsmouth 29-yard line.
Yep.
Ball on that far hash. Clippers will stay in that same defensive look with 4 defensive linemen trying to crowd the blocks. Spear is the tail on the pistol. Henry Sean in motion to the far side. 2 receivers left. Snap taken, handoff. Spear dancing at the line and spun down. That's going to be a no-gainer. Silas Garland, one of these senior leaders up front there for Portsmouth on the tackle.
Yeah, that's a terrific tackle. He had a little bit of assist. It looks to me like Portsmouth is starting to change their techniques, location, and they're shooting some gaps on the outside because that's where Bedford's been trying to run the ball. But Spires, Nick, he cuts up field really well.
He's a good one-cut runner.
Good one-cut runner, and he brings it. He's a load.
Well, we got a new back in there now, Steve. We've heard his name, Russell Irwin.
Yep.
One of the veterans and one of their very good two-way players. The senior is in at tailback. Michael will keep it himself, and he's under pressure.
Yeah, excellent work upstairs by the defensive team of defensive coaching unit upstairs, Nick. They've changed their point of attack on defense along the line. Look at that. Look at that. Excellent containment, reading their keys. Great job.
That was senior Cole Spires, the first on the scene. Had some help from Max Lalim and a couple others there as Portsmouth doing a good job gang tackling. Goes for a big loss of 5 officially.
Yep.
3rd down and 15.
Big play here.
Inside final minute, first quarter. Bulldogs hoping to avoid the stall out here. Back to throw. Stepping up in the pocket, trying to escape. Michaels now back to his right. Eyes downfield. Throws into the end zone. Catch made by Tradinskis just shy of the goal line. He catches it inbounds, then steps out at about the 1-yard line. Gradinskis now with his 4th catch of this opening quarter.
Said it earlier, Nick. Watch the scrambling. Watch the awareness in the pocket. Breaks it. He's got strength. That starts in January in the weight room. Looks outside. Great vision downfield. Throwing on the run. Sees a receiver open and just nails it.
Another impressive, accurate throw on the run off that back foot.
Just
by Joe Michael here in this first quarter. So
Joe Michael is the key element here on this drive. He's relentless.
Bulldogs knocking on the door. Spear is the tailback. They need a yard. 1st and goal from the 1. High snap, handoff, Spear right side, fighting, down around the goal line, no signal.
I don't think
so. The officials are going to stop him just shy. So Portsmouth, led by Spires and linebacker Chris Edwards, meet the runner in the hold and keep him out of the end zone for now as we hit the end of the first quarter. Bedford looking to strike first on the road. Portsmouth hoping for a goal line stand. We find out what happens next in just a moment. Second quarter on the way. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. Is your company interested in showcasing your brand to thousands of high school sports fans across New Hampshire? If not, why not? And if so, let's go. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is seeking sponsorship partners. It's the perfect way for your company to get out in front of the moms and dads who make up our community. Help us help you, and we can grow together. If you're interested in partnering with Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, then email us at fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. That's fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. Join our team today.
No score after 1 here in Portsmouth. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Bedford, after turning the football over on their first drive, the defense came out, held Portsmouth to a 3-and-out.
Yep.
And now here on their second drive, knocking on the door, 2nd down and goal from the 1-yard line. Spire is the tail. Another crack right side, and this time he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Bedford. Bulldogs able to go 65 yards in over 6 minutes and get the game's first score up on the board, 6-0 with the extra point try on the way.
Nick, you brought up a very good point in between the quarters there about time of possession, and you're absolutely right. Time of possession for Bedford has got to be all but about a minute and a half. They're on offense maybe, and that's about it, maybe 2 minutes. And that's means that they have a Portsmouth defense looks solid, Nick. But you can't be on the field that much.
Kick by Michael is up and good. He's got a heck of an arm, got a heck of a leg as well, Steve. That one up into the sky.
He's got a heck of a mind is what he's got. He's outstanding on the football field, Nick.
So the 1-yard touchdown run by Logan Spear puts Bedford out in front now, 7-0. Just a couple of, 3 seconds gone by here.
Yeah.
Second quarter.
Portsmouth's going to have to get that offensive line cooking. They got to fire out. They got to hold their blocks, Nick. Otherwise, it's going to be a long night. I think they can, but be interesting what the adjustments on offense are making, given what Bedford is providing on D. Unfortunately, Nick, the unbalanced time of possession. What do you adjust to? You haven't had enough offensive plays really to know.
Right?
So they got to get rolling here. I thought that turnover was a great opportunity for Portsmouth to cash in, but it just didn't happen.
The Clipper defense forced a fumble by Bedford receiver Colby Snow. Took over around midfield, but again, a 3-and-out and a punt. The result of the first Clipper drive. So we'll get another look at this Portsmouth offense. Kicked by Michael up in the air, end over end, taken inside the 10 on the return. Near side, and tripped up across the 30. Down at about the 31-yard line. It's Lalim.
Good thing for Bedford they tripped him up, Nick, because I didn't see anybody there to get him if he broke through that. Yeah. That's that was a very important tackle there for Bedford.
Yeah, Snow got him low around the ankle just in time. Still a good return. Portsmouth will begin at their own 32-yard line, and we get another look at this offense. This time it will be Will Hindle, who we thought would take the opening snap for Portsmouth, splitting time with fellow quarterback Charlie Pascaloni. So we see the sophomore now is Hindle, who's already got a couple of tackles to his credit on defense, take the snap. Takes the handoff, keeps it himself right side, going to push the pile up to about the 35-yard line, a gain of 3 on first down.
Well, they held their blocks that time, Nick. It's just they're not, when they're firing out, they're not moving the defense at all. But they were able to get a little bit of a down block there and got a little bit of yardage.
Yeah, so meanwhile, that's 32 in the middle of that Bedford defense.
They got to figure out a way to move the sticks here.
That's Russell Irwin, who's really one of their best defenders on the tackle. On 2nd down and 7, Hindle pitches finally at the end of that run and take it in near the first down marker by the Portsmouth tailback.
A pretty athletic move there. Let's take a look at that.
Yeah. Hindle waiting till the last moment on the read option before pitching that one out to Lalim. Lowers the shoulder and met by Bedford's Evan Shabati on that far sideline.
Yeah, nice job by Shabati. Good tackle, good square up.
It is enough for a Portsmouth first down. So the Clippers capture that elusive first down with a minute gone by here in the second quarter with Bedford out in front 7-0. Hindle, 2 backs, 1 on each side as he stands in the gun, 3 receivers. Bedford 4 down linemen. Man in motion, give to the second man, that's Lalim. Gets a lead block right side and picks up about 5 yards.
Yep.
Steps out of bounds across the 45 up to about the 47.
Portsmouth doing a better job hitting their blocks, getting body position on them with a little bit better technique. That was a nice run. That was a nice turn up field there too. He looks like a pretty solid runner, Nick. Who was that again?
That was Lalim.
That was Lalim. Okay.
Who has played well both ways here early on.
Yep, doing a nice job.
3 straight runs to begin the drive as well, as Portsmouth threw 2 out of 3 times on their first drive. So sticking with the ground game here and seeing some results. Again, the quarterback hunted down this time. Henry Shawn. Good play from the defensive end spot for Bedford, able to drag the sophomore down by the jersey. No gain on the attempt. 3rd down and 6 now on the way from the Portsmouth 46-yard line.
I would agree. That was a nice play by Shawn there. Again, it's so important to stay square, Nick, when you're playing defense. Because Hindle's elusive.
Yeah. All right, what does Portsmouth have up their sleeve here on 3rd and 7? 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. Bedford band trying to fire up the defense on that visitor sideline.
But they're going to flood the right side of the zone.
Hindle going to roll right, going to throw. It's incomplete.
Oh,
the flag flies.
I think he had contact early, Nick, over his back.
Christopher in on the coverage for Bedford.
Let's take a look at
Ethan Yu, the
intended
target.
Sorry, Nick. I wonder if that's a catchable ball there, to be honest with you. I couldn't see over the other side. We'll find out now.
Again, the flag came in about a second after the ball hit the ground, incomplete. It's kind of a late call there.
Okay, now we might get a better look here. See if we can see that early contact.
No, it's against Bedford. And
he's all over. Yep, he was all over him. Nice call.
It is pass interference.
Boy, John, that's just terrific job, John. Give the crowd a wave out there, Mr. Cameraman, on the field. That's excellent work.
John Barron down on the field. Craig Incardoni upstairs.
Terrific job by both of these guys.
And our director, Ben Beals, back in the Beals Insurance Studios, putting it all together. So, third penalty now against Bedford. First against the Bulldog defense.
Yeah, it's a good call. I thought it looked a little suspect, but that was a good call.
This one hurts, though. A 3rd down and 7.
Oh, no question. No question.
Would have been a 4th and 7, but
it keeps the drive alive.
It sure does.
Yeah, and moves the sticks in Bedford's field position.
At the 34-yard line. Handoff, right side, looking for that lead block. Again, has some room along the edge. Goes down inside the 35. Where did he step out of bounds? Just shy of the 30. So with a pretty good first down run of 4 yards.
Yep.
Set up a 2nd down and 6.
They're going after that right side, Nick, pretty steadily. They're really attacking it on both passing and rolling out that side and running that side.
I think their right tackle may be the biggest
I think he is.
Physically down there. Of course, that's also the linebacker, Max Durkin. Hindle, this time without room, and Henry Sean gets right to him.
Yeah, Henry's having himself a heck of a game. Against a good athlete in Hindle. He's choosing his lanes very, very well. Watch him flush him out. Look at that.
Yeah, he's a beast, too.
He's a beast, no question about it.
That's, again, Parker Henry Sean, now a 2-year starter. And a 2A starter as well.
That sounds like an NFL name, Nick. Something that go in the first round.
Parker Henry Sean.
Parker Henry Sean.
It rolls off the tongue.
It does.
All right, 3 minutes in, second quarter, now a 3rd and 9. Portsmouth hoping to move the sticks. Bedford hoping to avoid the penalty, like we saw in the last 3rd and long. Roll out, short throw, complete near side. Lalim lowers the shoulder. Picks up a few yards, but not enough in the end.
Yeah, they'll be going for it, though.
Snow on the tackle. They get about 3. And now a 4th down and 5 on the way from just outside the 25-yard line.
I like moving the ball left like that, Nick. I think that was a good job. Good idea. Got to move the ball around. Don't keep on attacking the same zone. Nice churn up field. Excellent tack by number 6.
Yeah, Snow was waiting for him right there.
What a nice...
All right, Coach Pafford says, let's go. Trailing 7-0.
Oh, he's got to.
He's got the ball just inside the 30-yard line. Needs to get down inside the 25. Hindle, a little bit of time, steps up in the pocket, throws over the middle. It's incomplete. Threw it behind the intended target, Caleb Comstock.
Yeah, he was open. He
was open, but incomplete. Threw it behind him. And the Bulldog defense gets the stop they were hoping for as Bedford will take over from the Portsmouth 30.
That ball was tipped, Nick. Ben, can you show that again?
It was coming out a little wobbly.
Yeah, if you get a chance, Ben, see if we can see that again. I think you're going to see that ball was tipped. If you can slow motion it. Here we go. Try to slow motion it. Here we go. Drop it down. Nice work. Nice. Watch. I think this is tipped. Watch. 81 Sean.
Yeah, Henry Sean gets his hand up, and you're right.
It's tipped.
Got his right hand, looks like his right thumb on that football.
Sean's playing. He's really factoring in this game in a big way on D for Bedford, Nick.
Third drive for the Bulldogs. Play action throw goes incomplete. In and out of the hands of Cal McAuliffe, the second tight end, the junior.
This is unreal.
What's that?
It's just so great to be able to have replay to see what happened on that field.
Oh, yeah.
And our cameramen are just acing it tonight.
They are. Incomplete.
Great job, guys.
Meanwhile, Michael looked pretty crisp here so far for Bedford.
I'll tell you who looks pretty crisp is Parker Henry Sean. This guy is having himself a game on defense, Nick. You know, Bedford's playing good defense all across the board, but he is a standout tonight.
Controlling things along that defensive line. He's
giving
played some tight end snaps as well as the starter. He's out on this play, 2nd and 10. Pitch left side, Spear, breaks a tackle, trying to make his way back to the line of scrimmage, and then a little bit more as he's out across the 33-yard line. Now a 3rd down and 7. Good gang tackle there by Portsmouth as they swarm the football.
But look at this. Look at this fighting that's going on with controlling the line of scrimmage by Portsmouth Clippers. They are a formidable defense. There's no question this defense of Portsmouth is for real, Nick.
Yeah.
These guys, I don't know who's teaching them the tactics of getting separation from blockers, but they are acing it tonight against an extremely good Bedford team.
And we've seen that second wave in pursuit as well as we saw
Absolutely.
there.
Flowing to the ball.
Gunnar Jackson, the man who brought him down. So 3rd down and 7 after the 3-yard pickup. Nearly 5 minutes in second quarter. Bedford on top 7-0, hoping to keep drive number 3 alive. They go to the air. They go back to the man who dropped the pass a moment ago, and he atones. That's McAuliffe on the grab, and it's enough for the first down. The 6'4" junior able to shore up the hands there and bring the football across the 40 to the 41-yard line.
Anybody watching Michael play quarterback, you're seeing it done right. Watch how comfortable he is in the pocket. He sets himself beautifully. Look at that. Right in the breadbasket. But it's all about being comfortable and confident in the pocket. He delivers the ball with precision.
And he's been able to deliver on these 3rd and longs.
He has.
As well. We've seen 3 completions now on 3rd and longer than 7.
It's awareness on the field. I mean, and he does it, Nick, without all of his attitude is inside, in control. But you can see this guy puts in the head work before the hand work, Nick, every single play. And he also does his homework during the week. You can tell.
We want to remind folks to subscribe to the channel. We're online on YouTube at FNL NH Media. Hit the subscribe button. Do so for free. And you'll be notified whenever we go live, and that's early and often all fall throughout the football season. FNL Gridiron gets the weekend going Thursday nights at 6. Exclusive interviews, previews, full recap amongst the coaches themselves, the players, the writers. It's a good program. It's Thursdays at 6, FNL Gridiron. Then, of course, Friday nights, Saturday afternoons, we're live across the state bringing you the football action.
And you want to see a leader, look at Coach. Go back to the one we did last night, the Gridiron we did last night where Coach Cohen showed us why he's a good coach. 35 years, Nick. I had no idea he was a coach that long.
Yeah, over at Bow, of course, following the tragic passing of one of his players, Nick Willett. Throwing the seam, Gradinskis, and then a little shoulder fake. It's going to get him some room after the catch. Brings 2 defenders with him inside the 25, where they finally wrestle him down at about the 24-yard line. That play goes for nearly 30 and is now the longest play of this first half as Bedford starting to roll here a little bit on offense, trying to build on this 7-0 lead.
So watch the quick release on Michael. A little. I don't know if we can get that earlier. That ball was delivered in a dart, but what's really important is when you have a quick. Here we go again. Watch this. Watch him go. Oh, I thought we were going to see it again.
He's got a Brady-like quick release.
Yeah, I would go almost like a Dan Marino quick. Watch this. Bang.
Yep.
Look at the velocity that ball's going with. That's college level right there.
In and out, and Gradinskis racking up the catches already. 5 in this first half for the Bedford senior. 3 receivers set midway through second quarter. Snow in motion. They fake to a Michael to the left side, following the lead block. Hitting the hole and leaning forward for a gain of a couple. Tackled around the waist by Dominic Bueno, the sophomore from Portsmouth. Still goes for 3. Bedford facing now a 2nd and 7.
Pretty clear now why Bedford beat a very good Dover team, Nick, when you see this methodical movement down the field. And after losing to Winnicott, you just wonder how good the Warriors really are. They must be a very solid football team.
Well, number 1, the Power Bowl this week.
Yep, they deserve it.
According to the Union leader. They are in action tonight. We'll take a look at the halftime scoreboard, see how the Warriors are doing. Meanwhile, catch made, tackled immediately by Hindle. That again is catch, I believe, number 7 for Gradinskis, who has been very busy to say the least. Of course, he set up the first Bulldog touchdown by pulling in a 3rd and 12 at the 1-yard line on the previous Bedford drive. And he's been lethal here on this drive.
Yes, he has.
As well.
But all heavily, the heavy, I don't want to say lifting, but the head work that's being done by Michael, Nick, in the pocket, and the decisions that he makes and where to go and what not to do has been a big factor, because this Portsmouth defense has shown me that they've got a lot of good quality players there. This isn't easy for
hitting the backfield.
Oh, that's big.
On the blitz. That again is Gunnar Jackson. Comes in untouched and gets the runner around the waist for a loss there. So a 3rd and medium becomes now 4th and 6.
Gunnar kind of reminds me of Tebow on Trinity that we did the other night.
Yeah.
He's built rugged, low to the ground, and he's got tremendous leg power that he came through. That's just a terrific play. This Portsmouth defense, it came here to play tonight, Nick. And
they've been on the field more often than not in this first half. The field goal try from 35 yards out is no good.
Portsmouth defense keeping Portsmouth in the game, Nick, without a question. solid.
Michael with a line drive kick ends up well low and a little wide as well. So you're right, Steve. The Clipper defense rising to the occasion. They keep Bedford out of the red zone on that drive. They keep them from adding points on the scoreboard as well. Still a one-score difference.
Well, they have
7-0, and now the Clippers with less than 4 minutes to work before halftime.
They have an attitude like their head coach, Nick, and that should happen with a head coach. The defense has got to keep your offense, give them as many chances. And they've done a terrific job. Coach Pafford last night, you could tell he's kind of a fiery guy, and you can see that it transfers to the field on defense with his team.
Hindle out of the spread. Calls the quarterback draw, wrestled down by Spear after just a 2-yard gain. Up to about the 21-yard line. Again, coming up at halftime, a look around the state. We've got scores. Try to get you some stats, a full recap of that first half, a preview of the second half as well, coming up at halftime.
Don't forget our unique history guy, Tommy Amin, and so many other things.
Yep.
Has he been giving you any good stuff, or you keeping it all from
He's actually getting us prepped for next week's Londonderry Pinkerton broadcast.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So that'll be jam-packed with information. Meanwhile, this is Moss.
Almost
the man responsible for the only takeaway of this first half. He fumbled, or recovered, rather, that Bedford fumble back in the first quarter.
Yep.
Touches the football on offense for the second time and puts Portsmouth within striking distance now on 3rd down and 2 as we move inside of 3 minutes before the break. 3rd and 2 coming from the Clipper 28.
32 for Portsmouth.
Clippers using a lot of the game clock here. A lot of the play clock, rather, to perhaps try to rest this defense a little bit.
Yep.
Shotgun look. They stayed on the ground. Laline breaks a tackle.
He's
and he's got a first down.
He is impressive.
He gets low with that lead shoulder.
Yeah, he likes to deliver that shoulder.
Yeah.
Kind of like Bellavance on BG. He likes to deliver the shoulder.
Colin Chandonnet with the tackle. And now Portsmouth trying to speed it up a little bit as the clock beginning to become a factor here. 2:20 and counting. Hindle, 4 receivers, 3 strong side right. Bedford 4 down linemen. Snap, roll right. The sophomore stepping up, throws, has a man. It's Moss
nice
at midfield.
Play.
Moss hit hard from behind, but in Bedford territory, down to the 40-yard line, tracked down by Snow for the stop. Another first down on the longest play of this first half for Portsmouth.
Well, a lot of mustard on that ball, Nick, and a lot of mustard on that tackle, too. Holy smokes. He held on to that ball. That's doing something right. Look at that. Wow, watch this. Watch this. Boom.
Yeah, big hit from behind.
He was hit from both ends.
Meanwhile, Portsmouth stays on the ground on first down. They run Moss this time to the near side, and he gets a couple down inside the 37.
What a nice job by Hindle there in the pocket, Nick, to fight his way loose, look downfield.
He's been
great
impressive.
Vision. He's been impressive as well. Doing a nice job out there. Changes the field position.
It was his counterpart, senior Charlie Pascaloni, who started the game at quarterback, but Hindle took over on the second drive, now fumbles the handoff. This one is anybody's guess. The pig pile ensues inside the 40. Portsmouth ends up retaining possession, and now the timeout from Coach Pafford will come with 1:13 to go in this second quarter, 3rd and 7 on the way.
Yeah, the offense moving the ball down the field, and all of a sudden they have a mishap like that, Nick. Got to fix those problems in the second half if they come out. They still got 1:13 here. I haven't seen their I saw their kickoff, and he seemed to have a pretty decent leg. I assume he might be the kicker as well. So, but I would say they got to get in around, down around the 20-yard line to have a shot. If I'm guessing his leg distance accurately.
Well, Portsmouth hoping at least for a red zone trip.
Correct.
After they've been held outside the 20 throughout this first half.
We can't say enough about this Portsmouth defense, this Clipper defense, Nick. How about you?
Keeping them in the game.
Keeping them in the game, no doubt.
To your point. 7-0, hoping the offense can shoulder a little bit of the burden here. You're going to have to convert a 3rd and long to do so. 3rd and 10. Ball at the Clipper 40. Again, 4 receivers, 3 right side. Bedford now with 3 down linemen in a nickel package. Rolling right side. He's looking. Hindle on the sideline. Now going to throw. High arcing throw is broken up, tipped, and incomplete inside the 5-yard line. 2 Bedford secondary men in on the play. So it's like Owen Christopher, the senior, may have gotten a hand.
I thought Handel had a little running room here, Nick. Let's just see. Look downfield. Looked to me like he had the edge. No, there was 39 and 6 waiting right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good job at least keeping his balance, getting the throw off. Took a hit after the release, and there's Christopher.
Yeah.
Timed it well, knocks it down. It was intended for the receiver, Comstock. Goes incomplete. But Portsmouth in no man's land here.
Yeah.
With 1:02 to go. They're going to go for it on 4th and 10 from their own 40.
Surprised they're not going to try to pin them deep down here, Nick. There's a minute left.
Well, they're going to go for it.
They're going to go.
Unless we see a pooch. Yeah, rollout. Under pressure. Snow gets the Handel, and Handel went down.
That's why I say I'm really surprised they didn't kick that, Nick. That's what can happen. You got a minute left. If there was 13 seconds left, that's one thing. But with a full minute left, and how many timeouts does Bedford have?
Two.
Boy,
Yeah.
and with a quarterback like Michael, I don't know.
Yeah, well, Bulldog's going to try to make him pay.
Yeah.
Right now, for sure.
And they're right on the midfield.
Ball technically inside Portsmouth territory at the 49, so.
You kick it down deep, you know, Michael, you can play your safeties back, and I don't know. They've done, but this defense has saved them.
Yeah.
Why not another time, right?
Coach Bedford maybe showing some confidence in that defensive unit. 1st and 10. Gradinskis, his 8th catch of this first half on a screen. Far side, down inside the Portsmouth 40.
Yeah, don't get up. Just stay on them.
Very close to the first down marker at the 39.
Oh, they burn the clock. You want
they
them
do
to
give
burn
them the first down. The clock momentarily frozen as they move the chains here with 48 seconds.
If Bedford had no timeouts, all right, maybe. But with 2 timeouts, Nick, and Michael, I don't know.
Well, they're going to go quickly to the line of scrimmage and not use a timeout. Clock continuing to tick down to 35 seconds. Snap taken, 1st and 10. Michael rolls right side, looking. Now going to hit on the gas and get hit at the line of scrimmage, knocked out of bounds into the Portsmouth bench. Big hit laid out. That's Peyton Robinson.
Few words there. Watch the words after the play.
Yeah, Robinson.
If we got it.
Told him about it.
There's a lot of heart in this game right now.
Yeah, Michael took a wallop. Really.
I don't know what Michael's complaining about. He's turned up field. You're going to take it if you do that.
Both Robinson and Cole Spires met him at the boundary. So he's out of bounds after a 1-yard gain. Stops the clock with 27 seconds left. Again, Bedford still with 2 timeouts in their back pocket. Trying to get back into field goal range. We saw Michael miss from 35 yards out a moment ago.
Yep.
But Bedford would love to make this a 2-score game at halftime.
They sure would.
Michael in the pistol. 2 receivers left side, rolls left, throws back right side. Catch is made by the tight end. He makes a man miss. This is McAuliffe, but tackled inbounds at the 30. 17, 16 seconds. Now the timeout comes from Coach Matthews to freeze the clock again with 16 seconds to go. And a 3rd down and a short 1 is on the way from the 30-yard line.
Another team, this doesn't happen. Now, watch this flow to the ball. He misses his tackle. He's moving. 45 is already moving, never gives up. That's what makes good defenses. Flowing to the ball. Don't immediately assume that the other guy's going to tackle him. Coach Pafford ought to be very proud of his defense this half, Nick.
Yeah, that's
They've done terrific.
Caleb Comstock.
Caleb again, yep.
Coming on the pursuit. He's had a couple of tackles in this first half.
But the key is when you saw that, he never stopped running and flowing to the play, Nick.
Right.
And that's just a terrific job.
Yeah, they've come in waves.
Oh, boy, I'll tell you.
And as a result, they've put a cap on some of those big runs.
Oh, without a doubt.
We haven't seen really anything on the ground break big so far in this first half for Bedford.
This Clipper defense is playing Bedford's defense to a T. Same situation. It's the offense that's been the difference so far, obviously.
3rd and 1. Bedford 1 timeout now remaining with 16 seconds. Trying to get back into field goal range, bare minimum. Clippers with 3 down linemen. Snap. Michael with time. Rolling right. Looking downfield. Throws off the back foot. Gradinskis gets another catch.
Oh, they're going to say yes. Boy, I hope we can get a picture of this.
Inbounds. That's catch number 9.
I thought he was out of bounds. Let's see. There, ref's right there. So
they say inbounds.
Yep.
9
he
seconds.
He was right there, so he must have been.
He's played that sideline really well in this first half.
Ooh, whoa. Wow.
I thought he got it in. You only need 1, remember.
Yep, that's true. So I like 1. I prefer 1 foot in. I don't like the NFL having to get 2.
All right. Meanwhile,
must be working.
What just happened there? The clock just ran down to 0.
Don't understand that
Coach
one.
Matthews waving his arms.
He's really upset about it.
And I think Portsmouth is going to walk in with still a 7-0 lead on the board. Bedford, with 9 seconds, felt like they got their man out of bounds. They leave a timeout on the board. Well, wait a minute. Now the officials are signaling upstairs. Well, that is the end of the first half. Bedford scratching their heads, I assume. Coach Matthews still making his
upset.
way now onto the field to speak with the officials.
Well, when you got a kicker like they got, I'm really surprised. How could that, Ben? Can you go back to that replay?
Well, the catcher's made in bounds. He goes out of bounds with 9 seconds left. Why would the clock restart?
I have no idea. That's my point. I was just wondering if we could take a look at the play.
Well, Coach Michael's giving it to him now.
Coach Matthews really frustrated
on
the sidelines. Really frustrated.
Not sure what happened there. We'll see if we can get maybe an explanation officially.
Yep. Here we go. Here we go on the replay. Do a slow motion if you can.
Well, again, it looked
Drop
like
it down if you can. Okay,
it was ruled a catch. Yeah. And if it's ruled a catch, inbounds, he goes out of bounds, the clock needs to stop.
I don't know. I think that other foot was touching the out of bounds before he caught that ball.
All right, well, either way, there should have been 9 seconds left.
I just don't think that's a catch, to be honest with you.
Well,
I don't.
I don't think that's relevant.
Yeah. Well, I got fans agreeing with me here in Portsmouth, so that's always good. But I don't think, first of all, it was a catch.
If it was catch or not, incomplete or not, it should have been 9 seconds.
You're missing my point.
Yeah, but your point is irrelevant, isn't it?
No.
Because with 9 seconds.
If you'll let me explain why it's relevant, I'd be more than happy to do it. The reason why it's relevant, Nick, is because Coach Matthew is absolutely, perfectly understandable being frustrated.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, though, I don't believe it was a catch. But it was called a catch, and I understand it becomes irrelevant at that point. All I'm making the point is that to me, that other foot was out of bounds on the ground as that catch was being made. So it wasn't. They got a break on a call, and then they got a bad break on a call. Is what I'm saying.
I still would like to see what the reasoning would be to roll off those final 9 seconds. I don't understand.
How could there be?
Right.
If it's a catch, how could there be?
Right.
My point is, Coach Matthew got a lucky call there, and then he got a bad call. So, but if it's called a catch, I agree with you. It becomes irrelevant at that point. My major concern was to see if that was a catch, and to me, it was pretty clear it wasn't. If you look at him scrape that foot on the outside, Nick, that foot
was close either way. I see your point on that.
Yeah. I don't even think it's close.
That inside, let's see the replay again. I mean, again, it was bang, bang.
Do that. Drop it down. We're asking a lot of them.
I don't know.
But
you're right. It could have gone either way. But again, catch or not, there still should have been 9 seconds to go.
Slow it down as slow as you can, Ben. Slow as you can. If you slow it right down. Now watch that front foot, the furthest one outside. It's on the ground before he catches it. Now here we're going to see it. Watch this.
He's towing it. I think he's in bounds.
No, that foot's out of bounds. That one's in bounds, is what I'm saying. He's out. That lead foot outside is already out of bounds, is what I'm saying.
I mean, he pulled it up as he was making the catch in overhead.
All I know is this is just so awesome having replay because for us calling the game, Nick, it's just such an advantage to do it. But I didn't want to lead you astray, Nick. I totally agree with you. The fact is the refs called it a catch, right? Yep. Therefore, what I was saying becomes irrelevant. Right. I was just saying that it wasn't like I think he got a lucky call to begin with, but I don't understand the explanation. I
don't either.
Yeah,
I really don't.
I agree.
Incomplete, clock stops. If it's complete and he goes out of bounds, well, then the clock should have stopped as well. So,
all right, well, we'll
try to figure it out. We got a halftime show here already in progress with Portsmouth's band. No, this is Bedford's band.
Yeah.
Who also made the trip.
And they
are on the floor first, on the field first. Portsmouth will follow. We'll take a short break, come back, take a look at the out-of-town scores, replay, or take a recap. Give you a recap of that tremendously action-packed first half.
Oh, yeah, you aren't kidding.
And we'll get your keys to the second half as well.
This is a good band right here. I'll tell you, they sound fantastic.
All right, back in a few moments as we catch our breath, try to sort them things out here in Portsmouth. Bulldogs with a 7-0 lead on the board as they look for their second win of the season. You're watching the Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance.
broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. Is your company interested in showcasing your brand to thousands of high school sports fans across New Hampshire? If not, why not? And if so, let's go. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is seeking sponsorship partners. It's the perfect way for your company to get out in front of the moms and dads who make up our community. Help us help you, and we can grow together. If you're interested in partnering with Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, then email us at fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. That's fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. Join our team today.
Well, for the first time in nearly 2 years, the Portsmouth Band back on the field performing in front of a sellout crowd.
And they sound great.
In Portsmouth. Nick Anastas along with Steve Beals. Halftime here in Clipperland, 7-0 Bedford. Defensive-oriented first half. A controversial ending to that first half, but I think Bedford, all in all, pretty pleased with the way things have gone through 2 quarters, Steve.
This game could be easily, Nick, 21-0 against a team that doesn't have a solid defense like the Portsmouth Clippers do. And I think Bedford would agree with that. But Bedford's has been more balanced because their offense has been moving the ball with I wouldn't call it ease, but what I would say is consistency and steadily. And Michael just continues to impress me, and the whole Bedford squad on the offensive side of the ball does as well. But I know you're going to bring up that call, so it apparently I was wrong on both counts. So I want to own up to it. My son Matt, who's down at Georgetown Law, took the picture, snapped it, expanded it, and it clearly shows that the runner was inbounds, Nick, and I was 100% wrong. So Bedford's got
either way, though. They were still robbed of the final 9 seconds.
Without a doubt. I mean, it would have been a long field goal, but there's no question Bedford did catch. That was a catch, and it should have been, unless it's something we don't know about, it certainly seems as though
again, if you're just joining us, catch made along the sideline, catch or not, he either catched it and stepped out of bounds, should have been a 9 seconds still on the board, or if it's incomplete, still should have been 9 seconds remaining.
But it would have been a 40-yard field goal attempt with 19 seconds left. At least, maybe 42, 43.
Right.
But here it is. Here's a replay right here. And if he can do it slow.
And again, Bedford still had 1 timeout.
Now watch the ref.
Remaining.
Watch the ref. He if we can catch him, he's running towards the ball.
Yeah.
Calls it a catch. I don't know if we're going to have enough time.
And then watch. He'll signal for the clock.
There he goes. He stops the clock right there.
The clock should have been stopped.
So great job, Ben. I don't know if you have that. Matt said he sent a picture. He did some camera work for us.
Yeah.
He sent the picture into the studio, so I don't know if we're able to get that on. Probably not.
It's a moot point at this point.
It's just fun seeing it
for the second half, for sure.
But this is 2 good football teams, Nick, going at it.
Yeah.
And for sure.
Yeah, the lone score of that first half, a 1-yard run by Bedford tailback Logan Spear, the junior. Again, scores from 1 yard out. The guy really doing the heavy lifting in that first half was Andrew Gradinskis. 9 catches.
9 catches.
Through 2 quarters, including a long one on 3rd and long that set up that 1-yard touchdown run by Spear.
Yeah, I don't know what he's got to, Michael's delivering these balls right in the basket, Nick. And these receivers are running excellent routes, and you can tell, and you can clearly see with Bedford and regularly that these routes, these guys have been spending a lot of time on practice running these routes, getting them timed properly. But it all comes down to the mind of Michael, Nick. Just nailing it.
He's looked smooth in this first half. Bulldogs did commit 1 turnover. It was a fumble lost. But on an end-around run by Colby Snow.
But the defense came up big.
About midway through that first quarter, that ended the first Bedford drive. The Bulldogs scored on their second early in the second quarter, and that is where we are at halftime. 7-0 Bulldogs. You ready for some scores, Steve?
Before you do, standouts in this game that I think are making a huge difference, and I think again, it's the teams against the teams, no question. But Michael on offense and Parker Henry Sean on defense, Nick, have been absolutely stellar and impact players that may not show up in the box score, but they're getting it done out there.
Other scores from around the state. We start in Division 1. Big showdown between Pinkerton and Salem.
Tell me what that is.
At halftime, Astros 35, Blue Devils 21.
Wow.
A lot of points already on the board there, but Pinkerton looking for that 3-0 start, already with 5 touchdowns on the board.
Wow.
Against Salem. A battle between 2 unbeatens, Londonderry and BG. Lancers with a 15-0 lead at the break.
Yep.
2 good young head coaches squaring off there. Winnicott, it looks like they'll be 3-0 as they're beating up on Spalding 26-0 about midway through the third quarter.
Strong team, Winnicott.
In Division 2, Timberlane A lot of buzz around the Owl program. They're looking good, 33-0 over Merrimack Valley at halftime. A little bit of a surprise here. Lebanon was really raising eyebrows.
Yeah.
Creating some buzz, but the Raiders trailing by a point midway through the second, still early against Milford, 7-6.
Wow. Is that at Milford?
Not sure.
Yeah, I think it is.
Guilford Belmont blowing out Kingswood 41-0 at halftime.
Yep.
As well. So that's what we got for now.
Coach,
we'll take a look.
Coach Brian O'Reilly, quietly. Remember, he said 2 weeks ago on our Gridiron show Thursday night. He says, "I'm not going to tell you right now. I'm not sure yet." And we saw you guys did the Wyndham game.
Yep.
You and John did that alone, and boy, they look solid. And Wyndham's not a bad team. They're solid too. And Pinkerton over Salem like that so far. Game's far from over. Salem can get it done, but I got to tell you, that's impressive so far.
35-21.
Wow.
Is the Pinkerton lead at halftime. So,
as we talked earlier,
yep,
Coach Matthews very upset in that end of the first half. Clearly seems for sure that he had a legitimate complaint there. We'll see how the Bulldogs come out and react.
Yeah, I would say that's legitimate for sure, because either way, incomplete or not, that clock should have been stopped with 9 seconds. Long field goal or not, they still had a timeout, still had a chance to run a play and get closer.
Yep.
So as a result, I think Portsmouth dodged a bullet there. Still within shouting distance, obviously, only a 1-score difference at 7-0. Any adjustments you see here either of these coaches making in the second half?
I thought we saw adjustments made, two good coaching staffs made during the first, towards the second quarter there. I think both teams, should be very happy with their defenses.
Yeah.
And I think that what this is really about, Nick, is Hendel driving his team down to at least get points on the board. They're going to get the ball. They're going to get the kickoff. And it's just so important that they get down and get something out of that, even if it's a field goal, Nick. Just get that goose egg off the board. Get the offensive going. The defense in the second half is going to need some rest, Nick. I don't care how great a shape they're in.
Yeah.
Your offense has got to control the ball to score, and equally as much to give that defense a rest to keep them in the game.
Remember, that first quarter belonged to the Bulldogs. Although it was scoreless, they held the football for over 10 of the 12
6
minutes.
offensive plays, something like that?
3 for Portsmouth.
Oh, it wasn't 2 sets?
It was only one 3-and-out series in the first quarter for Portsmouth.
Here we go.
But they'll get it first to begin this second half, again trailing 7-0. End-over-end kick by Michael, handled along the far sideline at the 10-yard line, and a good return here. Across the 25, up to the 30. Goes the return man, Lalim, who touched the football a lot for Coach Pafford in that first half. Sets up the Clipper offense with pretty good starting field position here. Just 4 seconds into the second half. It'll be 1st and 10 Portsmouth from their own 30. Well, Hindle, Steve.
I was just going to say.
Hindle did not start at quarterback. Technically, he was on the sideline for that first series, but he took over in the second quarter and is obviously getting the green light to begin this third quarter.
Yeah, let's see if they keep on attacking, Nick, that right side. That left side, excuse me.
Handoff. No, fake handoff. They throw it in the flat instead. This is Yu, the receiver. Yu makes 2 men miss.
Nice move.
And fights his way up to the 34-yard line for a gain of 4, turning something out of nothing there. Tackle by Evan Shiabi. And Yu with his third catch here for Portsmouth. Sets up officially a 2nd and 6 after that 4-yard pickup.
Bedford's defenders did the right thing, though. They immediately take the outside and contain it. Did get beat afterwards. Watch, that's great containment.
Yep.
And then your other defensive flow with a runner turning inside has an opportunity to come and support the tackle.
5 wide receivers. Hindle on 2nd down finds Moss. Moss a spin move and a first down. Made the first man miss. Dives his way upfield to clear the first down marker by a yard or so and move the sticks.
Oh, this is what they have to do, Nick. These short passes, quick delivery. Boy, Hindle's got a gun he's showing as well.
Again, just a sophomore.
Just a sophomore.
Showing you that potential. He's looked pretty good.
Coach Pafford's got a program going here.
Yeah. 4 receivers, 3 strong side right. Lalim the back to the right of the quarterback. The sophomore looks over the line. Bedford with 4 down linemen. Snap taken. It's a quarterback run. And up the middle, not for much. Goes Hindle. Hindle shut down along the line of scrimmage by Logan Spear, who's played well both ways tonight for Bedford so far.
Yeah, done a good job.
No gain on it. Second down and 10.
Cornerbacks were kind of given a little bit of space, Nick. Last play, they kind of they're tightened up. Now they're going to back off again.
Yeah, they've been given about 6, 7, 8 yards of cushion.
They'll be smart to attack those short passes.
Second down and 9. 2 minutes in, third quarter. Hindle, 3-step drop, throws down the middle, knocked down, incomplete. Irwin, the middle linebacker, read it well.
Yeah.
Gets his right paw on it, incomplete, 3rd and 9.
You got 2 safeties back there, and then you got 2 cornerbacks deep, Nick. Look at all the retreat. Look at all the white jerseys. The space is underneath here.
Yeah.
Ben, can you play that one more time? It's a great opportunity to see.
Maybe a drag route, something underneath.
Something underneath. Look at this. Everybody's retreating. All that wide open area there, everybody's circling back. You got to hit that underneath. That's got to come from upstairs.
Let's see what they do here on 3rd down and 9. Again, Bulldogs look like they'll bring 4 on the pressure. They will. Time, throws it out quickly.
Good call.
Far flat, catch by Lalim, and he's across midfield.
That's a good call.
He steps out of bounds. I think, though, about a yard shy, Steve. I think a 4th and 1 is on the way from midfield.
Yeah, that's a good call, though, Nick. That's what they got to do. Bedford's going to retreat like that. You got to throw underneath because they got the athletes to get yards after the catch for sure. The Clippers do.
4th and yard.
Yeah, that would have been good for Portsmouth, Nick, if they could have got that first down.
Clippers showing punt here. Bedford.
Wow.
But Gradinskis back deep at the 15. He was initially going to be joined by Snow on the return. Snow is now going to come up and be about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, maybe smelling a fake here. Snap, and Portsmouth will kick it. Off the right foot of Marshall. Takes a bounce. Gradinskis scoops it up at the 10. Trying to shift his way out of trouble. First flag. The second half flies here late as Gradinskis is finally brought down at about the 15-yard line. But let's see what the penalty's about here.
Back on the play by number 25, Cole McLaughlin.
Cole McLaughlin credited with the tackle on
Nick,
special
this
teams.
is a huge crowd. The stands are completely packed.
Yeah.
But when you go down beyond the refreshment stand down there, there's another 400, 500, 600, 700 people there.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, they do it right here.
Oh, boy, do they ever.
Always do. Tom Kozlowski and his staff doing a great job. Student section.
It's great being here.
Filled up. There's a couple kids with their shirts off, even though the temperature is only about 60. And again, both bands doing a great job at halftime,
Tight,
entertaining
terrific.
this large crowd as well.
Football is back.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
All right. After the penalty, which is against Bedford, by the way, Portsmouth, Steve, only flagged once, I believe, in that first half.
Yep.
Bedford now with 4 or 5.
Yep.
Including the first here that's going to pin them.
Three
first
or
and
4
second half.
holdings, right?
Yeah, that's going to pin them at their own 5-yard line to begin the drive. Michael takes a gun snap. And to Snow on an east-west run. Snow with room across the 10, across the 15, and out of bounds across the 20. A first down run up to the 26-yard line there by Colby Snow, showing the speed there on that end-around run.
Speaking of speed, if we can get a replay, watch the linemen. Look how quickly they're pulling. We can't see it. There it is right there. They're out. I don't know if we get the view, a replay up top.
Well, that right guard pulled around to the near side.
Yeah, I don't know if we can get a replay up top, but here it is right here. Oh, thought we were going to get it. Here it is. Watch up top. Watch these guys come out. Excellent seal block right there.
That's Henry Sean.
Henry Sean, great
job. That's Christopher, the back, looking to block somebody as well.
That's just great blocking right there.
All right, back to live action here on a 1st and 10 from their own 26. Michael fakes the handoff. Has time. Going to bomb one down the sideline.
He's got it.
Snow with a diving grab. Did he pull it in? Yes, he did.
It's a good football
At
here, Nick.
the Portsmouth 40-yard line. A 34-yard hookup between Michael and Snow. What a throw, what a catch.
What a catch.
And Bedford now cooking in Portsmouth territory,
Wow.
1st and 10.
The Michael Snow connection, 2 plays in a row. For what, 70 yards or something, 65 yards? That's a great shot right there.
That was 34 there through the air. Michael's
No, I mean with
Snow's
the last 2
previous
plays.
run, yeah,
I was adding them together.
Went for 21, so you're right, 55 combined on the last 2 plays.
Close enough.
Yep. Bulldogs now at Portsmouth 40-yard line. Pitch left side. Christopher on the sprint. He has a little bit of his tunnel there and tripped up Eventually by Cole Spires. Where? Close to the first down marker. A little short, though. Looks like 2nd down and 1. Moss in on the stop along with Spires. Again, gain of 9 that time for Bedford.
Little surprised they didn't go for that on 4th down, Nick, to be honest with you. You know, it was at midfield. You could argue both ways very easily. But with Bedford's offense.
What, at the end of the first half?
No. Starting over here. Wasn't that 4th and 1?
No, it was first down.
No. I'm talking with Portsmouth earlier.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that was 4th and 1 at the end of the second quarter.
But you could argue either way there.
With about a minute to go.
Just so important to keep the offense of Bedford off the field if you're Portsmouth.
I agree. Meanwhile, the line starting to pile up some hard-earned rushing yards for Portsmouth on a toss there. Does get, Liam on the tackle. Bedford gets the first down run. Where? Inside the 30-yard line at about the 29.
Portsmouth's been stiff, though, when you get inside inside the 35, 30-yard line. They've done a terrific job tightening up, recognizing they don't have the deep real estate behind them, and they've done a good job. Let's see if they can do it here.
Forced the game's only turnover.
Close. Yep.
Back in the first quarter. Also forced the Bedford miss on a 35-yard field goal attempt in the second quarter. Up the middle, Spire. He's got the game's only score. A 1-yard touchdown to his credit. Dives over right guard down to the Portsmouth 25-yard line. Gain of 5. Set up 2nd down and 5.
A pretty good demonstration of north and south running right there.
Just a dive play.
Looks for the hole, and he goes.
Meanwhile, a lengthy Bulldog drive here. They began back at their own 5-yard line, chewing up some clock here.
I was just
in
going to
this
say,
third
it's
quarter,
almost
nearly
like
5 minutes gone already.
It almost feels like a running clock.
Yeah, he's been in bounds the whole way here.
I drove an hour to get out here, Nick. I want my money's worth, and I'm getting it.
All right, pistol look, spear the tail, wing back right side, receiver each side. Flag going to fly on the snap.
That's a costly penalty, Nick, right there. Oh, it's offsides. It's against
Portsmouth.
Against Portsmouth. Don't want to do that, Nick, in your red zone.
I believe, again, that's just the second penalty against Portsmouth. They saw the 5-yard offside as well back in the first quarter, but I think they've been mistake-free outside of those 2 calls. But this one gives Bedford a free 5. It's not a first down, however. On 2nd and 6 becomes 2nd and 1.
Yeah, but
following the 5-yard penalty.
These are situations, defensive situations with a quarterback like Michael that you don't want to be in. 2nd and short because it opens up the whole playbook.
Yep.
Yeah, it's hard to defend these because the offense has it all in their favor.
Handoff. This is the first carry for Dominic Tagliaferro.
That was well blocked.
5'9", 150-pound sophomore. Trying to show you some sideline-to-sideline speed. He does have a Bedford first down.
Seeing a little fatigue there on the outside edge, Nick, of Portsmouth, and you got to understand why, because they've literally been on the field pretty much most of the whole game.
Pascaloni with the tackle.
That's just great job of controlling the edge.
Bulldogs are inside the 10, which means first and goal. From the 7-yard line. Henry Shawn in motion to the right side. Snap, spear. On a dive play over center.
Good job by
Fight
Portsmouth.
his way down to the 5-yard line. Only a gain of about 2. Again, Peyton Robinson spearheading the effort defensively there for the Clippers. We hit the midway point, third quarter. Bedford trying to open this thing up a little bit. Make it a 2-score game out in front here, 7-0.
Yeah, you just kind of get that feeling with the way the time is running short, Nick, or running so quickly. It's a big stop for Portland to try to make here, obviously, because 10-0's a lot different than 14 or 15.
Yeah. Plus that clock continuing.
That's the point.
Tick, tick, tick.
How many possessions are you going to get?
Coming up on 5 minutes, third quarter. Handoff, the bigger back, Irwin, good cut, touchdown Bedford.
Boy, does he always does.
The senior able to plant that back right foot.
Drive.
And then cut into the end zone for the 5-yard scamper. Bulldogs lead 13-0.
That's a great shot there. You're going to see a good hole here delivered. I believe it's in, look at the inside position. I believe the tackle comes down if we get that. No, okay. Look at the tackle coming right down on number 78 right here. Number 78 on number something 258. What a terrific block right there. Can we slow that down while we get a little? Oh, no, looks.
Extra point up and good. 14-0 Bedford.
Yeah, you want to see a good interior block. Watch this. Slow it down if you can, Ben. Watch this interior block right there. Boom.
I mean, there's a couple guys.
There's a couple guys.
Good seal.
He did a great job. Number 75 on 54. What a terrific inside block.
Also, number 59, George Tatakis. Pretty good clock there.
Yep.
As well as they go inside.
Look at that.
5-yard touchdown. There's Tatakis on the left.
I totally agree.
Yep.
Another great outside block.
And then a last-ditched effort by Pasquale. Couldn't bring him down either. So Bedford, how about a 95-yard drive on that one, Steve?
That looked just
ate up over 5 minutes.
Again,
too.
you never know. These guys have played with heart here in Portsmouth defense, but you do see a little bit of fatigue just beginning to start to come in, and it's totally understandable. You can't play a whole game when the other team's playing half a game.
I would love to see the official time of possession numbers.
Oh yeah,
because they have favored Bedford maybe 3-1 so far. This one a short kick, fielded by one of the up men across the 30, across the 35, and up to about the 37. That's Gunnar Jackson, who's made a few plays defensively for Portsmouth. A good return on a short kick there.
Coach Matthews knows he has a two-score lead, Nick. He's not going to put it in the hands on a kickoff in one of their top kick returners. Smart move. He says, I'll give up 15, 10 yards of field position to not have it run back. That's a smart. That's a way of saying, okay, your offense has got to beat us on the way down the field. It's not going to happen on special teams. Good call.
3 receivers set. Hindle, the sophomore, back at quarterback for Portsmouth. Trying to get the Clippers back in the football game. Calls his own number on 1st and 10.
Oh, he's got a lane
direction, and look at this. First down and then some. Tackled down at the Bedford 41-yard line by, well, maybe the last man standing. That was Finn O'Neill. The senior may have saved the touchdown on the tackle.
Oh, I think it would have been at least down to the 20-25, Nick, for sure. Watch this. This is just full port effort. Nice wrap.
Good tackle by O'Neill.
Excellent wrap. Excellent form.
Hindle.
But how about Hindle?
He's looking good. He's an athlete, just a sophomore. Shades of Kyler Murray, if I dare say so. Handoff up the middle, and this one's a big gainer for Laline. Follows the right guard inside the 30. It's a pickup of 12 and a first down.
You're going to see a nice down block here. Watch this. Watch the right tackle. Watch the right tackle here. Right here. Excellent. Number 55. Look at that.
Yeah, that's
Moves
Max.
him out of the way. What a great block.
Max Durkin, just a sophomore,
Don't
Steve.
get caught up in all the fluff. That's what football's all about right there.
I believe that's the younger brother of Mike Durkin, a standout on the Portsmouth lacrosse team.
Standout block right there.
It sure was. He's played well both ways along the line of scrimmage for Coach Pafford. Meanwhile, Hindle, some strong running here.
Wow.
Look at this. Carrying 2 men with him down inside the 25-yard line, including the tackler, Owen Christopher.
I got to tell you, Nick, Bedford's a solid football team, but so is Portsmouth. They got to get it together. Coach Pafford's got to be happy with these. They got a lot of young linemen on that field.
Yeah.
A sophomore quarterback.
And in particular, Coach said he wanted to keep an eye on that offensive unit up front, and that line has done a pretty good job tonight, an admirable one.
Certainly more in the second half, I agree.
Trying to get some points, though, to show for it.
Yep.
As they've been shut out so far. On the roll, it's like an option, and it's going to get snuffed out. No gain.
So,
trying to keep it left side on a stretch run. Hindle never quite got the edge. Tackled by a few Bulldogs there. And actually a loss of a yard in the end. So 3rd down and 5. Clock continuing to move. We're down to 3 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Bulldogs trying to tighten up, keep Portsmouth out of the red zone, where the Clippers have yet to make an appearance tonight. They've not been inside the Bedford 20. Hindle, 4 receivers, 3 strong side right against the 3-man rush. Stepping up, looking. Now the walls are going to come down. Ball comes out as well. Fumble at the tail end of the play. Bedford says they have it, and so do the officials.
That's big. He held on. He stayed in the pocket too long, Nick. You see in the replay here, you're going to see that Hindle stayed in the pocket. It started to close. He had an opportunity to get out of it.
Good job on the pressure. Henry Shawn in there.
Henry Shawn's been there
For
all
Bedford.
game.
How about Magnus Steele? We said his name.
All game.
And in the end, that ball comes out, and Bedford
Looks
gets
like
the
it's an
football.
injury.
Meanwhile, that's not good. That's Snow, Colby Snow.
Looks like a cramp.
One of their top players. Snow was in there. He may have been the guy to strip it.
Yeah.
You see Snow getting in there with that right arm.
That young offensive line is just
Snow caused it. And then I'm not quite sure who recovered for Bedford, but Snow took the worst at the bottom of the pile there. Landed right on his right arm. They're actually stretching out his leg. Now they're going to get him to his feet. And a good sign that he's walking off under his own power.
I think that was a cramp, Nick.
Although he's got a little bit of a limp.
And I will say that great job with Bedford closing out the pocket.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of a size and age differential there on a few of those offensive line positions. We had a chance to talk to Coach Pafford last night, and he says he's high on these guys, but they are young.
Yeah.
And
well, a lot of young first-time players in the program.
Yeah.
Right? He said over 30.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Including 11 on the freshman squad.
Yep.
So, overall, though, he's got to be pleased with the state of the program. Over 90 players top to bottom.
Without a doubt.
And to your point, competition at really all 22 positions.
Great
all right,
job.
Here's Spear on a stretch run. Going to stay inbounds. Tackled shy of the sideline, but no gain. 2nd and 10 on the way.
I've been amazed at Portsmouth's ability to get separation on defense from the offensive linemen. They do a terrific job getting that separation, keeping their hips square, straddling the line, and closing up the holes and not giving. That's just a terrific job on D right there. They've been doing it all game.
Yeah, that's Gunnar Jackson, too, Steve. I don't know how many times we've called out his number. And
absolutely.
Number 28 down there in maroon. Again, on the pursuit, making the cleanup tackle. 2nd down and 10. Clock still ticking. Fast-moving third quarter. We hit the 2-minute mark. Michael on 2nd and long. Looks left side. He's got Henry Shawn who bobbles it. Did he pull it in? No, he did not. Incomplete. Diving effort by the senior tight end. He got 2 hands underneath it on his way to the ground, but couldn't quite secure it. Incomplete 3rd down and 10.
We'll get a good view of it, hopefully, right here. Michael set in the pocket. Nice release. Thought he threw a really good pass here.
Yeah.
Right there. Yep, just not there.
Couldn't quite
Yep.
reel it in. On
That's
that overhead catch
awful,
attempt can be tough.
Awful tough when you got a safety coming in to ring your bell.
Yeah. All right, 3rd and 10. Bedford likely going to put it back in the air here with Michael. Quarterback drops back. The senior going to run. Right side has some room, and I believe has a Bedford first down.
Quarterback with that amount of athleticism, that amount of pocket presence, that amount of ability to roll out and think on his feet. This guy's a dangerous quarterback, Nick.
Got some speed, too, underrated.
I said that in the beginning. He's got speed.
Yep. Gets the first down for Bedford. Now to the 36-yard line. So needed 10, gets 11. That's been a theme tonight, Steve, for Bedford on those 3rd and longs.
Yeah.
Whether through the air or on the ground, they've been able to keep drives alive.
Well, I mean, you get a little bit of a containment on those ends when they try to run an inside route to rush Michael. Michael gets outside of him, and those are deep routes, Nick.
Yeah. Christopher on the toss. Trying to reverse direction, and that's not going to happen.
They just don't give up.
Portsmouth swarming to the ball. Leem leading the charge. No gain. Well, again, the Clipper defense logging a lot of snaps. Starting to see some of the hands on the hips, which is usually a telltale sign of fatigue. Again, Bedford has won the battle of field position, or rather time of possession. No question. And as we continue to move forward here, 4th quarter around the corner, fatigue really could be something to watch.
Seems like we just signed on for the second half, Nick. Can we go up to 15-minute quarters?
It's been a fast-moving game overall.
It's been a really enjoyable
3 quarters and just over 90 minutes. Michael to the air. He's got him in. That's McAuliffe. Wow. McAuliffe, his 3rd catch, and the tight end going to weave his way down that far sideline for a big Bedford gainer.
Nick, those are first-rate passes right there. The comfort this fella's got in the pocket. We're going to see up. Well, look at that comfort. Leads him perfectly, right in the hands. Just a terrific job.
Always has arc on those throws, good spiral, and to your point, on target, hitting his guy in motion.
But it all comes from good quality footwork in the pocket, Nick. He positions himself. He points the shoulder, nails the hammer when he throws, releases quick. All the fundamentals are there.
He looks like a third-year starter.
He really does.
Let's see if Bedford wants to get one more play off. They will, just in time. Hand off to Christopher, right side. Little jump cut. It's going to get him a couple, but that's it.
That'll do it for the quarter.
So Bedford will face a 2nd down and 8 when we come back. Bulldogs looking for their 2nd straight win and their 2nd win of this early 2021 campaign. Can they hold on to a 14-0 lead, or will Portsmouth find some magic on their home field and stay unbeaten? We begin to find out next. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week. It's presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. Is your company interested in showcasing your brand to thousands of high school sports fans across New Hampshire? If not, why not? And if so, let's go. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is seeking sponsorship partners. It's the perfect way for your company to get out in front of the moms and dads who make up our community. Help us help you, and we can grow together. If you're interested in partnering with Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, then email us at fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. That's fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. Join our team today.
Yep.
Brings up 33 for Bedford.
Well, 4th quarter underway. Gradinskis, another catch, his 10th of the night for Bedford. Sets up a 3rd and 3 for the Bulldogs at the Portsmouth 26. Bedford trying to really blow this one open. A 14-0 lead through 3 quarters. And on the march here to begin the 4th. Snow on the right side. Great run. He was held down, shaken up after recovering a fumble on defense. He's clearly okay, Steve. He moves the sticks here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, he is. This is coming from because Portsmouth is beginning to lose the edge. And I mean, I'm talking about the positional edge off to those off-tackle runs. And it's just fatigue. It's not skill. It's fatigue. I don't know how they've done as well as they have because the amount of time they've been on the field, Nick, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, Bedford has controlled the time of possession.
Let's see them play other teams and see how well Portsmouth does. I think you're going to be surprised. This defense is solid. It's just too much to ask.
Bulldogs have been able to convert on 3rd down more often than not tonight. Michael on 1st and 10 weaves his way down the middle.
Fumble.
Ball comes out. It was Hindle who ripped it open, Steve.
They're
and
still
I think Portsmouth, in the end, is going to recover the football.
They got it.
That's Hindle.
This defense just gets it done, Nick. They refuse to. I mean, if you've got a solid defense, you got a football team. And the way that these guys play and what they come up with, they just stiffen up in the end zone. They're dead tired, and they're still doing fundamentally solid hits and getting things done. Look at that. Unbelievable. What an effort. So many young players would give up at this point. They refuse to give up. And that comes from the coaching staff, the attitude of the players, and the program.
Hindle has now forced 2 fumbles, both recovered by Portsmouth. This one inside their own 5-yard line. Trying to work their way out of their own backyard. They handed Jackson here, just his 2nd carry. The big back trying to find some breathing room, but instead he'll lose a couple yards and be tackled back inside the 4-yard line. So the turnover story, 2 by Bedford.
Yep.
Both forced by the defensive back, Will Hindle. And on the other side, Hindle gave one back as Bedford got to him on a sack.
Yeah, they got to start rolling Hindle out here, Nick. They got to start rolling Hindle out.
Got to be careful down by your own end zone.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not saying real deep.
They'll keep it with him. And tries to find room off right tackle, won't.
No.
That's Russell Irwin again, Steve. He's maybe one of the more underappreciated guys for Bedford. He's sticking his nose in there in the middle of that 4-3.
Yeah, just too many matchups on the offensive line that just aren't working for Portsmouth. Doesn't mean they're not going to be good players. These boys are young. They'll get in the weight room. They'll keep on working out. They're fundamentally sound. This is just a strength battle of probably 3 of the 5 linemen that I'm watching, Nick, and that's starting to break down. They haven't come off the field.
And plus, Bedford's got one of the bigger D lines.
Oh my gosh,
in Division I.
Yeah, and then you got Parker Sean coming at you every single play. This kid's been terrific all game.
Meanwhile, timeout Portsmouth. Some confusion. I'm sure that's not going to sit well with Coach Pafford as he calls the timeout with just over 2.5 gone by.
Yeah, you don't want to do that now. They're able to go down and score. You want those timeouts become precious. Yeah. We saw that last week in the game, Nick.
Yeah.
Where you need to protect. You're running a 2-score. You got to almost do whatever you can not to call timeouts because you're going to need them. But,
well, better that than a turnover down by your own goal line.
No doubt.
Which would seal the deal.
No, not saying you didn't have to. The coach didn't have to call it. I'm just saying
you don't want to.
You don't want to.
Right.
You want to call a timeout when it's part of your strategy.
Right. Bedford a 14-0 lead. 1-yard score for Logan Spear in the second quarter, followed by a 5-yard touchdown run by Russell Irwin in the third.
I got to shout out to somebody when we get a free moment here, Nick.
Well, let's see.
He's on our chat room going at it.
We may have a moment here in a moment as it's 3rd and 14 from their own 1-yard line. Got to be careful. Hindle trying to throw out of his own end zone. Spears got a hold of him, and he brings him down for a safety. Well, that's the risk you run, Steve, dropping the quarterback back in the end zone.
That's why I was saying roll out. You get down deep. If you're going to throw a ball, you want to roll out and have the run option available to you. You start going back in there like that with an offensive line that can't even get any run yards. I don't know. That one's a tough call right there.
I would have just swallowed it and run a dive.
I would. Well, like I say, if you want to do something with a pass,
there's
I'm with you. I'm with you, but I'm saying if you want to pass, you got to roll out Hindle and give him an option to run upfield to avoid the safety.
Well, the silver lining, I suppose, is it's still a 2-score game, technically.
That's a fact. That's
16-0.
So while we're waiting, I want to call out to my buddy, one of my former players, Ben Miller.
Okay.
He just got married a couple weeks ago, and that was down. Ben and I and Matt were down at the wedding. And he's been on our chat room saying awful good things about FNL&H.
We appreciate that.
I appreciate that, and got himself a wonderful girl there that he got hitched to a couple weeks ago, and he's home watching FNL&H on TV because he was a former Bedford defensive end and a solid player. Played for me a number of years, and he's just a terrific, terrific football player. More importantly, a terrific young man. Been a good friend of the family for a long time. So shout out to you, Ben Miller. I hope married life's treating you well. Thank you, Nick.
Nearly 3 minutes in, fourth quarter. And again, Portsmouth going to have to kick this from their own 20-yard line. And again, in high school, you are allowed to kick off the tee following a safety.
Yep.
Not sure if that's the NFL
we were talking
rule
about that the other week. Yeah, last week.
So this will be teed up.
Boy,
the kicker, by the way, is different than the guy we saw on the kickoff. This is Rory Flynn. Colin Marshall had handled the 2 previous kicks for Portsmouth. So Snow going to catch this at his own 35 and explode across midfield. In Portsmouth territory, still on his feet inside the 30, trying to hang on to that football as he spins his way down to the Portsmouth 25-yard line. A great return by Snow and Bedford with outstanding starting field position here at the Portsmouth 25-yard line. However, there is a flag on the play, so let's see what happens.
This is what happens when you get up 2 scores and the defense has been on the field the whole game. The defense now is running uphill and Bedford's running downhill. It's just
a lot of the tackle attempts are coming up high.
Yep, coming up high. It's just
a lot of arm tackles that
the body's giving out.
Yeah, that's
so take nothing away from
that's
here on in.
That's the thing you picked up on early on was the potential fatigue factor in the second half.
Yep.
And we may be seeing that now from Portsmouth.
Yep.
First and 10 from the 25. Bulldogs going for the throat here with a 16-0 lead. Handoff, Spear.
Look at this.
He's been busy, but he's going to be spun down and tackled. Again, that's the sophomore. Great two-way player, Max Durkin, with the tackle.
Always told my players, if you give out, but don't give in. And they're not giving in at all. This is just fatigue factor, physically just giving out the body. The will just won't. And that's very different than giving up. So I'm going to be interested to see Portsmouth scores over the next coming weeks. They are playing in a very tough division, though, so they're going to get plenty of varsity football. They're going to be playing against with Exeter's and Winnicott and Dover and
the D1 East.
Yep,
perhaps the deepest conference this year. Irwin trying to bust his way through a brick wall. Not going to happen. Portsmouth up to the challenge there. Again, Durkin, last man up from the pile. And a 3rd down and 10 on the way. But Bedford perhaps more concerned with running that clock. Already 4 minutes gone by, 4th quarter.
Yeah, Coach Matthews has done it. He's had the advantage, and he's used it wisely. He recognized the second half. Once he got that second score, you notice he dropped his defensive back, kind of like to it.
Pace has been a lot slower
as well. Slower, using up those seconds in between plays wherever he can. He's done a good job managing the game.
Yep.
Know how to win from ahead. You'd be amazed how many coaches don't.
And again, 3rd down has been kind to the Bulldogs tonight. They'll try it again on 3rd and 10. Gradinskis, wide receiver screen, left side, down inside the 20, close to the 15, but I think a couple yards shy. When it's all said and done, it will be 4th down.
Yep. So are we going to see Michael's leg
11 catches tonight, by the way.
Yeah, he's been.
That's the most we've seen from any player so far this season.
You could see him the second half of last season, Nick. We did some games with Bedford. You could see Gradinskis really differentiating himself as a junior. Very heady ball player, tough, runs great routes, makes good decisions on the field.
He's a good overall athlete as well. Good athlete. A member of that basketball team.
Yes, that's right, too.
For Coach Moreno.
Nick never forgets the basketball names, I'm telling you. The only guy I know that can do play-by-play and color with great effect in basketball.
Wow. I appreciate the kind words, but I'm not the only one who can do it. Meanwhile, good block. A couple good blocks on the edge. Snow is a 1st down, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds by you at around the 10-yard line. Boy, remember, he's playing hurt too, Steve.
Two things going on right there. Watch the edge. Watch the edge cave. This was not happening in the beginning of the game. And the edge is caving down for Portsmouth now, and Bedford knows it. That's why Coach did it, because they're winning it almost every time.
Yeah, the right tackle and 2 tight ends out there on the right side.
But when Portsmouth was healthy, was not healthy, but didn't have the fatigue factor, they were controlling that edge extremely well. And that's the only reason why Coach Matthews went for it. I don't blame him. I also think he probably saw it a little bit risky to kick it. Get a block kick. They run it down. Smart move, just going for it, keeping control of the game.
Yep. You want to keep the clock moving,
and even if he doesn't get 1st down, so what?
The clock moves.
He doesn't give the opportunity for a big play.
Right. Just shy of the 6-minute mark. 1st and 10. Pitch to Christopher. Left side at the 5, eyeing the goal line. Touchdown, Bedford.
Fatigue touchdown.
Christopher from the scamper. It comes from what? About 15 yards out.
Yep.
And that may have sealed the deal. It's now 22-0 with the extra point try coming.
Yeah, well, the extra point, now you're looking at more than 3 scores, Nick. That's an awful hard hill to climb. And, when you review the game, the offensive line hasn't been able to control enough plays to believe that Portsmouth can do it. But what Portsmouth does need, they need a kickoff return and get a 2-point conversion. Something like that to get them back in, and then at that point they can try to make a run for it. But they've got to snap a big play. And I give Coach Matthews a lot of credit.
They're going to go for 2, I think.
Yeah, they are. And you can't blame them. 24, that's
3 times 8.
That's 3 times 8,
yep.
So there you go.
And they'll go for 2.
Well, you got 3 touchdowns and a field goal. Or three 8-point scores.
Yep.
With the 2-point conversions.
Either way, they want the 24. And they'll go for it out of the gun. Quarterback keeper Michael trying to zigzag through the middle. I think he's short.
Yeah, he's short.
Yep. So they're not going to get it. Silver lining for Portsmouth, they deny the 2-point try, but Bedford gets 6. And now with just over 6 minutes remaining, lead it 22-0 here on the road in Portsmouth.
And the Bedford band playing some
touchdown-friendly music.
Touchdown-friendly music.
Yeah, they've done a good job over there on the visitor sideline tonight.
So good, Nick, to see the cheer squads and both bands here.
I agree.
It adds so much value to the student bodies. to the back and forth, and fair amount of Bedford fans making the hour-long trek over.
Yeah, not bad.
We certainly hope they'll go home and watch Friday Night Lights later on tonight.
Or on the drive home.
Or on the drive home.
Right on the phone, right?
On the phone.
A reminder, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Join in on the fun. Our channel on YouTube, of course, is FNL NH Media. You can subscribe for free. If you really want to get bold, hit the bell icon, and you'll be notified exactly when we go on the air. All football season. And, of course, we go beyond the fall as well. Basketball during the winter, lacrosse during the springs. So stay in the know. Again, FNL NH Media on YouTube, FNL NH Media. Short kick. And a little mishandle, or ball was mishandled on this near side. Portsmouth going to dive on it, however.
It's kind of a funny kickoff. I think he thought it was coming to him, and then it just kind of died in the air. A tricky catch.
That's Aleem, though. He's been shorthanded tonight and busy for Portsmouth, running hard on offense.
Yes, he has.
Making a few tackles. Shaking up a little bit, Steve. He's on the sideline in some pain, holding that right forearm.
Yeah,
right,
I think the Bedford player fell on it.
Yeah. Let's see what they can manage here without Aleem, at least for the moment. 6:26 to go, trailing 22-0. Portsmouth one turnover tonight. Bedford with 2. And only 2 penalties for the Clippers. Nonetheless, they have been held out of the red zone.
Nice run. Nice.
This is Jackson lowering the boom. Took on Gradinskis head on.
Watch this on replay. This looks like Larry Zonka. You guys are too young to remember him, but I do. Watch this turn upfield here. Watch this. Bang! Like that. Wow.
Yep. Getting low, leading with that right shoulder.
That's it. Get your money's worth before you go home. All right, how about John Riggins? Nevertheless, we're going to get this guy on. If we had a third mic, we'd get him on with us.
Yeah, that's
one of the Clippers fans, a couple Clippers fans here.
That's the father of Charlie Pascaloni.
Yeah.
Joining us here
you ought to be
unofficially on Friday Night Lights New Hampshire.
You ought to be a proud dad.
Clock moving, and now we hit the midway point, fourth quarter.
I'd keep giving it to him and let him lower the boom, Nick, and just run the ball upfield.
He's the lone back in right now.
Yeah, he is a bull.
Standing to the right of Will Handel.
What class is he in?
Who, Jackson?
Yeah.
He is a junior.
Junior. They'll have him next year as well.
They fake to Jackson. They keep it with Hindle. Hindle hunted down from behind by Spear. Tackles him up around the shoulder pads.
Very surprised that wasn't a flag there, Nick. I thought he grabbed the top of his helmet, and I think Hindle's saying that. Let's see what it looks like on replay, Nick. Looks to me like he had the top of the helmet there.
Well, the officials have done a good job. They have. They've let the players play more often than not. Not a whole lot of flags in general tonight. No, that's an old play.
That's an old play.
All right, meanwhile, live action, 5 minutes remaining. 3rd down and 10. Portsmouth trying to keep the drive alive. Hindle on a rollout, 5-man pressure, throws incomplete. Left it a little short. Good comeback effort by the receiver, Comstock, but he couldn't quite make up the ground, and now a 4th and 10 facing Portsmouth inside of 5 minutes here, 4th quarter.
Hindle has been, it's kind of been sneaky. Bedford hasn't given Hindle a lot of time. And even if he has a little bit of time, they're kind of tall and lanky. They're in his face.
Yeah.
And they're kind of swarming around him. He hasn't had any opportunity to be comfortable in the pocket.
Yeah, they've done a good job bottling up.
Yep. They sure have.
Forcing the sophomore to kind of scramble and figure it out on the fly.
You know, we were at the Jamboree. I was singing praise of the offensive line, but the defensive line of Bedford, Nick, they are stout.
Yeah.
Not stout. They're tall and rugged.
Portsmouth going to punt here. Off the right leg, right foot of Colin Marshall. Handled by Snow across the 30 and out of bounds at the Bedford 34-yard line.
Yep.
So the Bulldogs trying to kill off the final 4:51. They can see that second victory within arm's grasp, so to speak, trying to close this one out on the road, up 22-0 over
Well,
Portsmouth.
when you look at the Bulldogs division, Nick, and you look at, Goffstown, You look at Bedford. You look at Concord. Bedford, by winning today,
In the driver's seat.
in the driver's seat. They went a long way to put themselves in the driver's seat in the North.
Yep.
And
Well, again, Memorial 0-2, not playing tonight due to a COVID-19 related issue.
Yep.
Goffstown is off. They're 0-2. Central 0-1. Program kind of in flux again with a COVID-19 issue. And Concord, they won week 1 but came back down to earth last week.
missed a
and
clip
sit there
right
at
there.
1-1.
There was a block in the back, Nick, right there that they missed on the right.
They let it go.
Watch this on the replay.
Tagliaferro,
yeah,
the sophomore.
Parker Sean, watch this. Pushes him right from the back.
I don't know if that was from the back.
Looked it to me.
Could have been from the side. Either way, the officials let it go.
Officials right down there, so
Yeah.
he probably got a better view.
It was borderline. I wouldn't have argued either way. Second carry for the sophomore Tagliaferro, by the way. And they've both gone for over 10 yards. Both carries. Gets this one out to midfield, or past midfield, to the Portsmouth 48. First down and 10, pistol look. Back to throw. On play action, Michael. Near side, has a man. Another catch for the tight end.
He just never fails to. He just impresses me, Nick. So it looks like he
Right on the money. Cal
right on the
McCall,
money.
his fourth catch.
All from the pocket. Watch the comfortability and the release on this pass. Look at the footwork. Looks downfield, sees him. Look at that. Look at that pass. That's how it's supposed to be done right there. Gifted quarterback.
Tackle by Yu, who has been busy out of the secondary. Ethan Yu, the senior. With another stop for Portsmouth, but Bedford accomplishing what they hope to do on this drive. Keep that clock moving as we move inside of 4 minutes.
Yeah, Bedford looks really strong, Nick, tonight.
2 turnovers, really the only 2 blemishes. Handful of penalties, but they've controlled the clock. By and large, they've controlled the field position. They've controlled third down. And, well, they got a 22-0 shutout lead on the board to show for it. Pascaloni out of the free safety spot comes up to make the tackle. It is a gain of 5. And now a second down and 5 as we move towards 3 minutes remaining fourth quarter. Yeah, that's sights and sounds from our cameraman Craig Incardoni upstairs, doing a great job.
He is
the newest member of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire squad.
Glad to have him.
And of course, John Barron down there in the end zone. This is Christopher. Scored the 3rd Bedford touchdown earlier in this fourth quarter, and does a good job not only getting the first down but staying inbounds to keep that clock moving. Pascaloni, another tackle. Because Christopher has been busy tonight.
Yes, he
Logan
has.
Spear.
Yep.
Found the end zone. Seen Michael on a couple of quarterback design runs. Irwin had the other touchdown for Bedford. Tagliaferro, as we mentioned. So some options in that backfield for Coach Matthews at Bedford. Going to roll out Michael. Michael off the back foot, tossing this into the end zone. Tagliaferro leans out and makes the catch
What
for
a
a
great
touchdown.
catch.
A fingertip grab
What a great catch.
by the sophomore. Able to reel it in on the run with 2 hands. Michael throws his first touchdown pass of the night.
Watch
and
the
Bedford
replay
now
Nick.
out in front,
Watch the
28-0.
replay. He never stops running his route. I told my receiver, never stop running full speed. Look at him. You got the corner. He raced to his spot right from the beginning and never slowed down.
Also, stretched its arms out at the right time.
No question, but
Right, timed it right. To your point,
he wasn't jogging in his route, Nick.
sprint, and then again, last second, extend those arms, pull it in, and he does that well. Touchdown, extra point, and now 29-0 with 2:10 to go. So Michael, after a busy night, gets rewarded statistically with his lone touchdown pass on that one.
He has impressed me, Nick.
Comes from what about 16 yards out there?
Parker Henry Sean. Is it Parker Henry Sean?
Yep.
He has impressed me as well. The inside numbers, the score will not reflect what Parker Sean has done. Parker Henry Sean has done in this game. He's blocked. He's received. he's played incredible defense. I mean, he is, to me, from the Bedford side of the things, he and Michael have been standouts tonight, along with a court of another 7 or 8 other guys that have done the same.
You have to throw Grodinskis in there.
Oh, there's no question.
With 11 catches.
But I'm talking about the versatility.
Yep.
Of Parker Henry Sean is he does so many things right, Nick. They move him as a blocking machine to then they release him for passes. He does it all.
Well, you're right. He's battled both ways on the edge.
Yes, he has.
Which is important at any level, obviously. Return time for Cole McLaughlin. And it's a good one up the middle to the 30, where it's finally knocked down at about the 31-yard line. Tackled by Dylan Soden, the sophomore linebacker, with the special teams tackle. That leaves us with just over 2 minutes here, fourth quarter. 29-0 Bedford. Coming up after the game, a full out-of-town scoreboard. A busy night in Week 3. We'll get you all the scores, including some heavyweight matchups. BG and Londonderry squaring off. And, of course, Salem and Pinkerton meeting as well. So don't go away, as we've got a full post game coming your way in about 2:05. All right. We get the senior Pascaloni back at quarterback, who started the game and played the first series. Quarterback design run right side, not going to produce much. Spun down around the line of scrimmage. Some backups in there for the Bulldogs now, Steve, as well. Parker Bromley, junior linebacker, credited with the stop there for Bedford.
Yeah, if you can't successfully run the if you're going to play Bedford and you're having struggled running the ball and you're going to have trouble. And that's kind of what's happened on the offensive side of the ball, Nick, as you kind of look in the rearview mirror. Other than a few good hard runs, turns upfield, overall, not much up the middle.
Pascaloni, after dropping the snap, broken play, scrambled to the far sideline. He's tackled inbounds for no gain. 3rd down and 10. Clock ticking down to a minute to go. Well, Portsmouth, they come back down to earth in Week 3 as Bedford shutting them out, heading into this final minute. They're going to drop their first game of the year down to 2-1 after those 2 blowout wins over Memorial and Central. They scored over 40 in each win. But not their night tonight, as the Bulldogs controlled the line of scrimmage, controlled the time of possession.
Solid in all 3 phases, Nick.
And really broke it open in the second half. Remember, this was 7-0 at halftime.
Yep.
So 22 of the 29 for Bedford have come in quarters 3 and 4.
Well, it just shows you how good Portsmouth's defense really is. But like we've said 100 times tonight, you can't just stay in the field the whole game.
Right.
You just can't do it. And
well, that's just about going to do it. It looks like Portsmouth going to run one more, maybe, with 10 seconds and counting now.
I don't think so. I think they're going to start walking off. Just let it go.
Yep. So Bedford, a strong second half. Now with back-to-back wins to jump over the 500 mark to 2-1 as they come here to Portsmouth and walk away with a 29-0 shutout victory over Portsmouth, handing the Clippers their first loss of the season.
Yeah, Portsmouth kept it real interesting for a long time.
Yeah.
As long as that D could possibly stand up. But Bedford comes out of this game looking extremely balanced, Nick, in all 3 phases of the game. I thought that Coach Matthews managed the game from ahead very well and did not give any opportunities for Portsmouth to break some sort of a play. And it was a huge difference maker to me. It's both these teams clearly respect one another. Portsmouth's going to win some games, Nick.
Yeah.
They're going to win some games coming up because but the defensive line for this young offensive line that Coach Pafford told us that it was a good young group coming along. Just Bedford's defensive line, just too much for them. And you can see they had no opportunity to get comfortable in the pocket. They could not run in between the tackles. And they got some good runners, too. They gave everything they had. Bedford's defensive line was just too much tonight. And Michael's passing was precision tonight, Nick. Great offensive routes. I could go on for another 10 minutes. I won't do that. But Bedford moving ahead looks very strong. Seems to be getting stronger by the week.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a break. Come back. Full recap. Some stats if we got them. A look at the out-of-town scoreboard as well.
Yep.
And some final thoughts from the Port City as well. It's all coming your way in just a moment. 29-0 Bedford. They win it in Week 3. You're watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. Is your company interested in showcasing your brand to thousands of high school sports fans across New Hampshire? If not, why not? And if so, let's go. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is seeking sponsorship partners. It's the perfect way for your company to get out in front of the moms and dads who make up our community. Help us help you, and we can grow together. If you're interested in partnering with Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, then email us at fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. That's fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. Join our team today.
29-0 the final as Bedford improves to 2-1. Strong second half by the Bulldogs. They took a 7-0 lead with them into the locker room after a 1-yard second quarter touchdown run by Logan Spear. It was the only scoring of that first half. Each team lost a fumble prior to the break. Russell Irwin, a 5-yard score about midway through the third. Gave Bedford a 14-0 lead. A safety opened up the fourth quarter scoring. And then the Owen Christopher 11-yard touchdown run gave Bedford a 3-score lead of 22-0 about midway through that fourth quarter. And then in the closing moments, Michael to Tagliaferro to make it 29-0. As we talked about, Steve, some of the keys tonight. Time of possession went Bedford's way, third down, particularly third and long. Yeah. Bedford was masterful in extending those drives, and then eventually the fatigue factor reared its ugly head on the Portsmouth side, and Bedford able to add 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns, 16 total points in that fourth quarter to really blow it open, 29-0 again the final.
Yeah, I think the key, Nick, as you just said earlier, it was 7-0, better than halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah.
That says everything with a defense that basically never came off the field except for a few minutes, a couple of plays up until that point. At some point, the fatigue factor has to break down. Bedford's deep, they're big, they're strong. They kept on going, 3 and out. Portsmouth get a little bit of a drive going, and then it ends. So I mean, let's give credit where credit is due. Bedford is strong in all 3 phases of the game, Nick, and I would say that Portsmouth is very strong in 2 out of the 3 phases of the game tonight. And against a team that doesn't have the tremendous defensive line and strength that Bedford has, right, I think Portsmouth's going to pull out some wins. And I think they're going to. Coach Pafford's got a program here, and these guys played extremely well. Played Bedford 7-zip. I think Bedford is on the rise. We see who they play next week, but it's not. They got some other tough games, but we'll see what happens. Kind of interested to see what the scores are, Nick.
All right,
but congratulations to Bedford tonight.
Yeah, well fought, well deserved win.
Coach Matthews managed a very good game.
Yep. All right, let's begin with Pinkerton and Salem. That was a 35-21 Astros lead at halftime.
All right, hit me.
Final score, 49-21.
Wow.
Pinkerton. So a second-half shutout. They had 2 more to that 35-point first-half total and win it going away 49-21 to improve to 3-0.
I think we can safely say against a great Salem team, how about that? Coach O'Reilly's got it going on over there in Pinkerton.
Yeah. All right, Nashua North. They are the defending champs.
Yes, they are.
And they've got a 14-10 win late in the fourth quarter over Wyndham.
Yep.
So we'll keep an eye on that. About 3 minutes or so to go there. Merrimack, their first win tonight. They beat Nashua South 28-26.
Terrific. Good,
so
good for Coach Kip Jackson. Gets a good win.
Yep, for the Tomahawks.
What's he got going there against South? Remember that game they came back last year? There's something about South matchup that
that's a good
Kim
point.
does a good job.
They were down 20-plus in that playoff game and came back to win it. South, by the way, 0-3 after losing this one tonight. Londonderry looking to close out BG with 2 minutes and change to go. The Lancers out in front 29-13 on the verge of going 3-0. So that sets up 3-0 Londonderry
next week
versus 3-0 Pinkerton. We
In
may
Pinkerton.
or may not be there, of course. All right, Dover up on Concord through three quarters, 33-19. A couple of 1-1 teams.
And you see that score, Nick, and then you realize where Bedford came here, won 29-0. You see that because Dover's beating Concord with ease. Concord's not a bad football team at all, but Bedford beat a good Dover team.
Yeah.
We knew that anyway.
Yep. All right, D2. You ready for the Bow Plymouth score?
I'd love to know what that is.
Again, that won an emotional night for the Bow players, honoring fallen teammate Nick Woolette. But Plymouth going to rain on that parade. 28-6 Bobcat final.
But they played the game.
They played the game.
Took a lot of courage.
They sure did. So our hats are off to them for even taking the field tonight. But
You
Plymouth
bet.
does get the win, 28-6. Elsewhere in Division II, Monadnock over Conval. Still some time left in the fourth, but that one all but over. 46-0 in favor of Monadnock. Lebanon, remember, they were trailing by a point about midway through the second quarter against Milford, but now lead the Spartans 27-14 inside of 2 minutes. So Lebanon still going to be unbeaten.
I think we got to get some FNL t-shirts as Roger was right for Tim. Yeah, he might like that. He might buy one.
Yeah, he sounded the horn on Lebanon early.
Yes, he did.
For sure. Keene with a 20-7 lead over Alvern about midway through the fourth.
Wow.
Both teams winless there.
Well, that actually makes sense only in the fact that you'd understand when BG beat Keene pretty handily. You can see why BG is beat Salem last week and put up a game.
And Keene put up 19
with a very good
against
Londonderry
Pinkerton
team.
last
Yeah,
week.
that's
they
what,
put up 19 in the loss.
Exactly.
So they got a 20-7 lead over the Broncos. That is, of course, a Division I score with about 7 minutes to go in the fourth. And that just about does it for the out-of-town scores. So I guess we'll get to your final thoughts, Steve, on what we saw here tonight in a nutshell. Again, Bedford 29, Portsmouth nothing.
Yeah, I again, we talk about this game got out of hand at the end of the third quarter and into the fourth. Everyone's got to realize that this is not a 29-0 or 22-0 lead in the end of the midway through the fourth quarter, and then all the backups were put in and they scored 3 touchdowns. Not the case at all. However, you got to look at Bedford coming out of here with a quarterback like Michael and that supporting cast of Grzinskis and Parker, Henry Sean, and you can just go on Snow. You go right on down the list. They're a good, solid, deep football team, and Coach Matthews has these guys rolling. I got to say, so far, Michael is as good as I've seen all year long as far as the quarterback. Not to be a big surprise anyway, because he's a third-year starter, but he's just he's a physical presence out in the field. He's not just a smart, good football player that's an underclassman. He's a physical. He's got all the gifts.
I mean, he looked smooth as silk tonight. He was very impressive.
As far as Portsmouth is concerned, like we said, don't worry, Portsmouth. They're going to win some games, and this program has got the numbers, the competitiveness, and that defense comes from somewhere, and that comes from the top down.
Yeah.
And that defense was fantastic. So, and I just wanted to say, I just love coming here, Nick. This is a great venue to come do games. I have great memories here where I did some games with Mike Robinson as well. And as always, Nick, when you and I are here, we just love calling a game here. They're so gracious to us. We really appreciate. The fans are terrific. And on to next week.
Yeah, one of the better places to broadcast from, for sure. And a big part of that is due to Tom Kozlowski and his staff here. Todd helping us out up there. So we appreciate the staff here at Portsmouth. Want to thank our crew as well. That includes Craig Incardoni, who is upstairs handling the camera up in the crow's nest down on the field. Our lead videographer, John Barron, doing a great job handling the setup as well. For our director, back in the Beals Insurance Studios, the man behind the camera, Ben Beals. We appreciate him. Of course, my partner, executive producer, Steve Beals. My name is Nick Anastas saying so long. Final score, final time. Bedford 29, Portsmouth 0. This has been a presentation of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week. presented by Beals Insurance.